cause of death, or as with Mrs. Lazaro, persistent coma.
So during this chain reaction, she's what? Walking around like normal?
Walking around, yes. No, her behavior would have become increasingly erratic until she lost consciousness.
And what exactly when she inhaled the plane?
My best guess is it happened 10, 12 hours before she landed in my ER.
Dr. Grable, Dr. Callan is looking for you.
What's up?
You got it. Preparations complete.
I'm so sad about her husband. He was here every day after work, every day.
Did he ever talk about how she might have drowned? She remember any further?
Her neighbors the first week since then it's just been her husband. Sometimes this guy, Gary.
How much did you know?
Thursdays. He says he's a family friend. Such a shame.
Yeah. Great. Wow. There. Ready to go.
Nice as you. I just don't see you stealing from the company till to pay for the business. So that was spending time against something.
Launching crossarm. You're running
The inspector and the DA doesn't to be experience.
You never see him bring with any bags and darts. No,
Heck yeah.
Think of it as a free water. And there is this kid Mark. It's not the expert case. One time the wind take her out into the water.
Great.
She was afraid to go in. She had to explain something in it. I have to go.
Oops. You told you. Prepaid no ID cell phone.
There. Much appreciated. Everyone.
With two of the both parties out there, they come up, they piled on top and covered his tracks. It's going to be hard when he was having an affair. So he's telling his wife.
Every morning's the same. Gary would have been helping me with Lacey, but Tuesday 4 weeks ago, how would I remember?
You got it. There. There.
This was found in the home. Amelia Lazaro.
Would that name mean anything to you?
Amelia Lazaro, what are you asking?
That your husband's number was found on her phone.
I gave her that phone with our note programmed on it.
Why would you do that?
Because she worked for us a few days a week helping out with Lacey.
Where's your husband? Mention that to us.
He doesn't have any papers with paying her to the table.
Did you know that your husband was visiting her in the hospital?
Well, why wouldn't he? She worked for us.
Well, you think your husband was paying for her medical bills with the money he was stealing?
That one.
See, in our experience, that goes above and beyond what someone can do for their employee, unless something else going on between them.
I don't know what you mean. She just helped us out with our daughter, that's all.
It's water therapy. Water therapy. Probably has access to which maybe where the chlorinated water and ability of lungs can from.
Understood.
Well, the question is, can we put Sandra with Amelia on the day she went into a coma?
Whether or not, 9:26 a.m., Santa charged 2 Metro cars to 86 Select Station in their apartment.
2 Metro cars, one for her and Lacey, the other $4 million.
I would have
Great.
her later. There's a purchase of a deli on Union Square, and 90 minutes after that, a Jordan a drugstore at 18th and Park.
An hour and a half in a 3-block radius. Is there a swimming pool there?
Mrs. Talbot had permission to bring her daughter in between 10 and 11 when there was nobody here to complain about the kids screeching.
Missing out with
Sure, yeah, the maid, the helper, whatever, she didn't like the water, so she'd stand on the edge of the pool and hand Mrs. Talbot towels, help the little girl in and out of the wheelchair, things like that.
And you remember about something they were here maybe about 4 weeks ago.
Sure, yeah, the helper fell in the pool.
How did they?
I didn't see I was here. I heard some arguing and then a big splash.
That one!
I can't hear anything from in here. Way too much chemical bouncing off the tiles.
That big splash, could it have been a little Mrs. Talbot?
I guess it could have been, but
Here goes.
going out to
Stun beat flow!
it was dry, and the helper was standing there soaking, crying, so you tell me.
Nobody saw Sandra's
She was afraid of them, so it's not like she just goes in.
Even if Mrs. Talbot pushed her in, she walked away.
If she hadn't been pushed,
Preparations complete.
she'd be in the hole right now.
No!
Understood.
Stun beat flow!
Time to shot. Spinning needle.
Fury shot!
You're ready.
My turn! Strike roll! We did it!
Mary, she tried to drown them.
Wow! Do it!
Stun beat flow!
Out of the water after pushing her in its mitigation. It's worse than that, no argument pronunciation. Sandra Talbot had a change of heart after trying to tell Amelia.
She could get away scot-free. Annunciation's no defense is motivated by a fear of getting caught. Amelia didn't drown right away. Sandra was worried somebody would walk in, so she fished around.
Are you okay?
Gary Talbot is a key witness in a McCrane case. Try not to muddy that up. We need to retrace steps after the send for you to talk to.
I already told the police, but I know. We talked to other people who saw Amelia that day. That's the way employee from the 96th train station told us she was having trouble breathing. Like I told the police, she was sick. The police also said she wanted to see a doctor. That's what she should have done. So I understand this is why she... I don't know. It was confused. So you noticed that she was in trouble, and of course offered you to call 911 for her, didn't you? You said she was confused. Why would you listen to her? She say her boss tell her don't go to the doctor. She say her boss tell her la migra, la migra. So I listened to her. And that was fun.
Sandra pulled her on a... That's renunciation.
Penal Code Section 4010. Renunciation must be.
Simply put, Mrs. Talbot.
Are you
You know
okay?
your renunciation. Call Amelia and see a doctor.
Heartbroken about Amelia if I really thought that she would be doctor.
Said you became kind of crazy. What if,
Strike roll!
Understood.
Stun beat blow! Fury shot! Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Everyone. There. There.
Satisfied. Mr. Cutter, Judge, wishing to inquire. This is how did you learn about the affair?
Amelia was giving Lacey a bath. She left her phone in the kitchen and started to ring. I saw it was Gary. He left.
Do do it! Ready to launch.
Here goes! Stun beat blow!
I'm counting on you.
Cell phone records there was no call from Gary Talbot that day or any other day. The night before immediately turned out, she made a phone to Dr. Series, an endocrinologist, who was one that called me. But after hours, she messaged me and the rings and Talbot got a call from Dr. Series. She was on the phone for 2 minutes. An hour later, she shoved Amelia into the pool. You think something about that call upset Sam? I just don't think she tried to kill her.
I took a police report filed by Dr. Zeri.
Understood.
His friends left on top of his voicemail.
Lightning incoming!
2 weeks before I learned to push it. That's when he heard his call and screams him out. She was leaving on the threat.
Man, like, I think that was
Lacey's mom recognized their caretaker's voice. I told Sandra that if these calls persisted, I could not treat it. She said she would speak to the caretaker.
What does she mean? Changing Lacey's nature?
My turn! Strike roll!
Told this bitch we were restricting their daughter's physical development.
We did it!
Estrogen therapy to permanently stunt the child's growth. And all of her breast buds and ovaries so that her sexual
That one.
So
Preparations complete.
Drugs to keep her a child? Is this treatment?
it's very controversial.
Stun beat blow!
I just been listening. I'm listening. She began furious, started screaming at me, and I had no longer. I won't understand.
Don't worry, Doctor. I think she found something else to vent her anger on.
I got nothing to say yet.
Right now,
Fury shot!
I told you it was not fair. She
Yeah! We did it!
More talk. And if she grows up in this condition,
Great. There! Preparations complete.
and now she's an angel.
Stun beat blow!
Someone's behind you. We also know you filed for divorce last year.
I looked out her room. It's all
I'm
fine.
counting on you.
When divorce, tell her she died. I'm done with it. Run for her. So, what I did is treatment.
Here goes!
My child.
Mega Burst!
Mr. Talbot, I will do not need your condemnation or anybody else's. You can start prejudices, so you just butt out.
Tracy Henry Talbot's made right before Sandra was arrested with Dr. Connor Dunn at Children's Hospital. I think she lined up another doctor to do this operation on her daughter.
That explains why Mrs. Talbot won't speak the truth in open court. The first doctor got skittish. Should have been scared of this one. I'm moving to stop the procedure on what basis? It's an assault on a capture.
I don't know if that's hard.
What you call this poor kid. Tearing out of his uterus, forcing hormones into her veins to stunt her growth. Look, I've read up on this, I've talked to doctors. No one knows what the long-term effects are. Assuming Lacey even lives to find out because the hormones might cause a blood clot that kills her. The procedure's not medically necessary. It's all for the parents' convenience to save their marriage. What does any of this have to do with the prosecution of Sandra Talbot? One assault's to cover another, this one on a child. It's all part of the same criminal enterprise. It's a stretch. He was ready to plead on false grounds. You're splitting hairs. What, so we don't have an obligation to pursue the truth? Lacey Talbot's treatment isn't our concern. We have a victim, Amelia Lazaro. Since Talbot doesn't want to come clean and panel the jury, but this office focuses on established crimes.
Sorry. There. You got it. Ready to launch.
Here goes! Stun beat blow!
Mega Burst!
Here goes! Stun beat blow! Heck yeah!
You got it. Ready to launch.
You're ready! Here I go. Trust
There. Do it. Ready to launch.
Here goes! Stun beat blow!
Mega Burst!
My turn! Strike roll! We did it!
That one! Ready to go! Launching cross arc!
My thanks.
Ha! Stun beat blow!
Here goes! Mega Burst! You're ready! Hothead! Cross Good.
Great! There!
Here goes! Stun beat blow!
Mega Burst!
Yeah!
Here I go. Cross
I want for improvements.
Procedure. Like hell and well. Are you kidding me?
Good.
This is how the trial.
I can't be away from her.
You want to tell me what this is? Yes, you already know. No operation, no formula therapy. You've attached an illegal stipulation to a plea. You violated Mrs. Talbot's rights. The judge will repudiate this guy. I can sell him on it. I'm repudiating it. You're completely off the reservation here.
Just imitating the master, People v. Willock, the Munchausen by proxy case. Did you forget you made enforced sterilization a condition of a plea for a woman who killed her baby?
Do
I
it!
remember. I also remember the judge reaming me up for it. He was right.
You fucked with your instincts and followed mine.
Here goes! Stun beat blow!
The court didn't find argument that Talbots are assaulting their daughter. It's time to turn the page, but I haven't executed this. Let's consider that's wrong.
Yeah! We did it!
I have legal reservations
You
on
got
the
it.
stipulations, Cutter. Parents control and care of the children is a right protected under the 14th Amendment.
That right is absolute. It gives way to a compelling state interest, like protecting a minor.
I'm already moving on that.
Here goes! A trash tackle!
Stop.
Heck yeah!
The mission confirmed.
Ready to launch.
Just been made aware of the substance it's about.
Are you okay?
No, but there's some numbers of questionable stimulation. My office doesn't sanction that stimulation. So I apologize to the court, Mrs. Talbot, Sarah Regent. The stimulation brings no objection to this case. May proceed the allocution.
No!
My thanks.
Jerry, stop!
Well, I always step back.
My turn! Strike roll!
They don't thank me for anything. It's like I tell her someone. But
Frost
That was smart. Well, it was smart.
We did it!
Simple.
I know justice and the people are represented by two separate and equally important groups. The police who investigate crime and the district attorneys who prosecute the offenders. These are their stories.
Step in off, have fun, and stay safe. For you doctors with draw types, I suggest Ming's General Store, right here. Best prices in Chinatown, and a complimentary Big
Great.
Apple snow globe with every purchase. We got about 3 hours. We're gonna make the traffic out of the city. We gotta be on the road by 4. Yeah, I get it. The 5%'s not what we agreed to. You were overhead? Give me a break. Have you seen what diesel's going for? Jeez, hold on. I think one of my passengers did his shopping in a bar. Hey, buddy. You okay there? Jeez.
Bus driver said his name was Timmons. From the state.
Don't you know it's way upstate. Credit cards, put in cash.
Church folks will sit on this damn mugging. Be disappointed. Haven't they heard nobody gets mugged in New York anymore?
It's like 2 shots from what it was.
Nobody said they heard anything. There's a blood trail into the alley. Looks like gun boys.
It's better than the wall there. A bloody palm print here, probably from the victim. No shell casings.
I should have picked him up against me.
You gotta wonder what Mr. Timmons was doing back here. He didn't come all the way from Garveyville to visit New York City Alley. He thought the dumpster guard was better.
sat up front and took both seats for himself. Usually the ones that sit up front like to chat, but not this one. Timmons, right? That was his name?
Yeah, did he say why he was coming into the city?
No. He asked how long he had to walk around.
Sounds like this was his first time on your bus.
He sure was. St. Giles up at Doggerville hires me every couple of months to take him to a penny.
Wasn't a regular parishioner, I can tell you that. I take the collection every Sunday if I've never seen it.
Did you see Mr. Timmons in the round shop?
Oh, we didn't do much shopping. Those are just some souvenirs.
Really? What if it's a good one? Because it's like a real Italian, isn't it? Supposed to say back a bunch.
They were cheap.
Because the fakes.
Bob, our driver, says we aren't really breaking the law.
So this was Bob's idea.
He knows the shops with the best deals. Lately it's been Ming's. And before there, it was someplace else. A place called YK's. But the last time we were there, he got into some kind of argument with the proprietor.
Some kind of argument. I don't know why.
So the stores give you a little taste. I steer a lot of business to them.
So you don't have a problem going to sell the California.
You ever seen factories where they make these knockoffs? Little kids running big machines.
50 nowadays, no breaks. It's rat meat for lunch.
Making this up, sure.
Just like we made it to Shiny guy the last time you were in town.
That? Ran into a lamppost.
I'll get into you, Bob. When you switch from YK's to Ming's, you put yourself in the middle of a turn.
Killing Timmons? That was a warning to you.
To me? Yeah, you want to steer your passengers back to YK's the next time. Everything up to you.
What do you want me to do?
Police! Everybody, up against this wall, right now. Come on, move it.
We're looking for Mr. YK. Where you seen him? Nobody.
Oh, my kid.
Oh, YK, you're under arrest for assault.
Bus driver, you punch. I'm not punched, no bus driver. This guy, here's your story. You keep lying to me, my Chinese will be the least of your words. Okay, he asked me how to get the son. I tell you by map. He didn't cheat me, no money. Because he might make
They only put 2 songs on Timmons' goals.
So, maybe the production heard songs. Chance of 3 photos on their cameras. So you here he is at the Canal Street station. They got coming out of the station 28th Broadway. Same roof on Broadway. This north on Broadway. Yeah, that's the guy.
She knocked him into that.
Well, this guy's just taking it.
Not like he had a choice. Diane? She's got some moves on her. So then he's on the ground, and Diane says to me, "Don't let him go, I'll be right back." And then she split.
What do you think she had in mind?
I don't know. She lives right around the corner.
So, then you handled Timmons.
I put him in a headlock and I made him my bitch. What do you think? He split too.
What about Diane when she came back?
She never came back at all. And she called in sick today. It's not him. Cesar gets people mixed up all the time.
There's the guy you tossed to the floor.
He's some creep who's letting you me.
That gets a big play.
He tried to touch me.
Then you ran outside and told Cesar to keep him there till he came back.
He needed to get away. I was upset.
You're still upset now. Is that why you called in sick?
You got the tone of your question.
She was. also capacity.
You trained in DZ or Jiu-Jitsu?
Jiu-Jitsu. Impressive. Intimidating, that's the way to put it. Just one of the guests gets an idea in his head.
I want you to leave. Now.
This one here. The NRA. Marksmanship. Place.
I want you to go.
Yes, ma'am.
The employee's positive it was Timmons in the flower shop, and it turns out that Diane Carey's prior address was not even the same as Timmons. They were hometown neighbors up until a couple of years ago.
Or maybe hometown sweethearts.
So I can see why she ditched him. Timmons had a dozen dope beefs. Last one 6 years ago. Then there was an arrest 3 years ago, but no charges were filed.
So he drops in on Miss Carey to, what, rekindle the old flame?
Instead stirs up some bad feelings. She decks him.
And runs home to get the gun, except you didn't find it.
She didn't want an NRA certificate with the super soaker. The 38 that killed Timmons is probably in the sewer between Chinatown and her place.
She's clean. The only thing is we clean against her 3 years ago from a hospital in Darkerville.
3 years ago. When exactly?
Jamaica.
Wasn't Timmons arrested June 9th? Miss Carey, Lieutenant Napier. Yes. Yes. Good to know. First, I need some information. Did you know what? It's from your hospital. It's 3 years ago. It's good. It's a great kid. And now into the evidence and a rape investigation. And Timmons was arrested the next day. He was arrested. And the charges were filed. And he was released. And you think he would get away with it? So it was his He's supposed to get the hell away from me. Everything about her tells me as far as she's concerned, she's right. Granted, 2 years ago, the funds didn't show up for her. She would have named, you say? Yeah, the patient's name is Diane Carey. Diane Carey, female, 21 years old. She released her. See what they're doing, I'm sure. Contusions to the face, vaginal tearing. Sounds like first day. She was released to a friend by the name of Layla. Here, the deputy sheriff responded to the hospital to a statement from Miss Carroll.
Wow!
this.
Straight down from the top office all the way down the chain of it. Anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns about that?
So send that back up the chain and let me know how that goes.
We're just trying to protect everybody from the coronavirus. We may have had a positive case. 17 counties over. So we're just trying to cover all bases here. You know what I mean? And besides, if you don't want to wear the mask, you don't have to have this job.
Listen here, my boy. This is where you went wrong. See, first off, you assumed I gave a fuck about this job. Okay, because I can get my truck right now, drive down the road, and see 74 help wanted signs. I am not job scared. And secondly, nobody here is at risk from that shit. So, why do we have to mask up?
I'm not even going to respond to that first part. But as to the second, we do have people here that are at risk. Roscoe is an elderly gentleman. He is at risk of contracting that virus, and at his age, he may not survive it. Are you not worried about his health?
Worried about his health? You gotta get out of that office, boy, okay? It is 10 o'clock break, and I have watched him smoke 9 Marlboro Reds, cough 17 minutes after each one. And I know he drank last night. He's like 107, and he came in this morning smelling like a fucking brewery. I don't know if he just fermented, or if he just drinks all fucking night. But either way, the virus is not gonna take him out. It's gonna either be cirrhosis or them fucking Marlboro Reds.
Hey, you little shit. There's only 6 Marlboro Reds. I drank this morning. Don't fucking play me, son. Alright, fellas, new company policy starting tomorrow. We will be wearing face masks. It came straight down from the top office all the way down the chain to me. Anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns about that?
Not really any questions or concerns, just a quick comment. Fuck that. My fat ass is already not breathing good. I'm not putting a face mask on. So send that back up the chain and let me know how that goes.
We're just trying to protect everybody from the coronavirus. We may have had a positive case. 17 counties.
I don't know if Hulk's skin is this easily cuttable in the comics. Like, yes, the claws are adamantium, but still, that's the Hulk. Okay, so it's definitely just more easily pierced. I'm gonna call bullshit if bullets are popping off him later. Also, the hilarious contrast between 400 goddamn trains in the Hulk and 1 for Wolfie. At least shoot him with 3 for his ego. Thank you.
Thanks, right. Trying to take him down. Thanks.
Holy crap, yes, it pierced. I'm gonna call bullshit if bullets are popping off. I don't know if Hulk's skin is this easily cuttable. Looks like yes, the claws are out of PGM, but still, that's the Hulk. Okay, so it's definitely just more easily pierced. I'm gonna call bullshit if bullets are popping off him.
Okay, so it's definitely just more easily pierced. No bullshit. Should have been great for a Digimon. Thank you. Very useful. I think that's right. I'm going to some recommend Deadpool. And it was Hulk versus Wolverine and everyone who likes to put on his name. And the adamantium going in looks the same as the maple traction shot of it coming out. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but also why else we have all these specs. You just get metal. Right? So he can definitely just cut that shit. But you gotta learn from your variants.
Wait, so this version of Wolverine not have the bone claws? I don't remember when that idea was like firmly cemented in the comics, but this feels like he didn't know his hands could do.
Preparations complete.
What are you doing?
My job? I do work here in case you forgot.
Yeah, you do. But it's hard enough to get you to do your job when you're supposed to be here. You put in PTO and had the day off because you were going to take your kids to the fair. What happened to that?
What happened to that? What happened is by the time I got out there, I should have taken out a small loan from the bank to enjoy it. Okay? Every kid born to eliminate touch leg. Hell, going in the game, I thought that was a great idea. Let them get the fair experience. Eliminate is $7. Okay, you don't see a kid share a damn turkey leg. First stingy. You think they're gonna eat a whole damn turkey leg? Okay, you wanna make a turkey feel good? Take one of the fucking fair, let him know he's running around on $20.
No.
Every time he takes a step. It doesn't get me started. Get me started on the wristband. $25 for a fucking wristband where they can run all these rides. When you say all the rides, you really just mean 5 fucking rides that you have to stand in line for. And they're probably put together by crackheads, missing half the vote. And then if you want to go play the game, that's how they get you. Because the wristband that you just paid for, it didn't work for the game. You got to pay money, cash, just cash for the game. They're all $10 fees, easy. So all the kids had to have to go with that. While I'm holding their turkey legs and lemonade, this is probably not going to finish. 7 souvenir cups rolling around the back of my footwork that'll never be used again. Huh? Shit got a little out of hand. It's a little expensive to go to Thursdays. I didn't know this. So I'm just gonna get back to work and get a couple overtime Thursdays.
Holy shit, I'm supposed to take my daughter and all my nieces and nephews next weekend.
Well, you better feed one of them before you go, bud. Okay, because they get hungry and thirsty there, your damn credit score is liable to drop. It is out of hand.
What are you doing here?
My job? I do work here in case you forgot.
Yeah, you do. But it's hard enough to get you to do your job when you're supposed to be here. You put in PTO and had the day off because you were going to take your kids to the fair. What happened to that?
What happened to that? What happened is by the time I got out there, I should have taken out a small loan from the bank to enjoy it. Okay? Every kid born their own lemonade and turkey leg. Hell, going in the game, thought that was a great idea. Let's get the fair experience. Lemonade is $7 a piece. No. Okay, you don't see a kid share a damn turkey leg. They're stingy. You think they're gonna eat a whole damn turkey leg? No. Okay, you wanna make a turkey feel good? Take him to the fucking fair, let him know he's running around on $20 every time he takes a step. It don't even get me started. Don't even get me started on the wristband. $25 for a fucking wristband where they can ride all these rides. When you say all the rides, you really just mean 5 fucking rides that you have to stand in line for. And they're probably put together by crackheads, missing half the vote. And then if you want to go play the game, that's how they get you. Because the wristband that you just paid for, it didn't work for the games. You gotta pay money, cash, just cash for the games. They're all $10 a piece, easy. So all the kids had to have to go with that. While I'm holding their turkey legs and lemonade, so they're probably not gonna finish. I got 7 souvenir cups rolling around the back of my footwork that'll never be used again. Huh? Shit got a little out of hand. It's a little expensive to go to fair these days. I didn't know. So I'm just gonna get back to work and get a couple overtime hunters in.
Holy shit, I'm supposed to take my daughter and all my nieces and nephews next weekend.
Well, you better feed one of them before you go, bud. Okay, if they get hungry and thirsty there, your damn credit score is liable to drop. Shit is out of hand.
What are you doing here?
My job? I do work here in case you forgot.
Yeah, you do. But it's hard enough to get you to do your job when you're supposed to be here. You put in PTO and had the day off because you were going to take your kids to the fair. What happened to that?
What happened today? What happened is by the time I got out of there, I should have taken out a small loan from the bank to enjoy it. Okay? Every kid wanted their own lemonade and turkey leg. Hell, going in the game, I thought that was a great idea. Let them get the fair experience. Lemonade are $7 a piece. You bet. $69. Okay, you know the kids can't share a damn turkey leg. They're stingy. You think they're gonna eat a whole damn turkey leg? No. Okay, you wanna make a ticket feel good? Take him to the fucking fair, let him know he's running around on $20 every time he takes a step. And don't even get me started. Don't even get me started on the wristbands. $25 for a fucking wristband where they can ride all these rides. When you say all the rides, you really just mean 5 fucking rides that you have to stand in the line for. And they're probably put together by... And then if you were to think it...
I'm counting on you. I'm counting on you. Please.
Heck yeah!
Oh!
Thanks!
Are you okay? Yeah! Are you okay? Now.
Heck yeah! Get ready!
Sorry for the trouble! Blue Lantern!
I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. Foul Titan, I will not allow you. This city, any deed that would wreak havoc upon its fair streets would be the same as trampling upon my very soul. I will chase you to the very ends of the earth, using my fleetness afoot, the wind personified. You best not blink. The moment you do, you will find yourself knocked to the ground. Come, Rivermon and dear guests, the battle begins! Bear witness! Thousand Fists!
Please. Please. No!
Get ready!
Thousand Fists! Thousand Fists!
The lightning stopped. Now's your chance.
Blue Lantern!
Bear witness! Thousand Fists!
Looks like you've made them.
Hot head!
Yeah!
Now you can press start. Untitled Digimon. The video opens up. You're brought back to that classic Windows Movie Maker format, and our player is certainly in control to say the least. It's been 3 weeks since we last played the game. I haven't been able to sleep since then. I've been seeing things. Demons. Figures that you stare and are gone when you blink. And every morning after these attacks, I wake up with marks on my body. We're then met with this photo of Michael's legs. Last night they scratched my legs.
We can't hear you. This is...
I'm dizzy. I'm confused.
Damn it, did we get cut off?
Sucked back into
This is
life.
Minervamon.
You still haven't got back to me. Jared isn't
I'm
responding to
getting
my
no
phone.
answers.
He sent you this game
The Titans
too, right?
must have
Did he
invaded
get
more
the shit
areas
I've
than
been
we
getting?
thought.
Please respond to my email slants. You haven't been reading them. Respond back to me. Sounds like we are still being ghosted here by our buddies. Fake friends, I say. We think at the
I'm
start
not
of
certain,
Fazbear Entertainment
but the
was
situation seems much worse than I imagined.
I guess Michael was dragged
We have
back
been
in.
enemies for
Before
years
we get to
now,
the menu screen,
but this is the first
they
time
see
the
a message
Titans
from
have
an
launched an attack on
dedicated
this
to
scale.
someone named Joseph.
Never in
Last
my
time we were
wildest
at
dreams would I have imagined
Joseph
them
in the
attacking
Big
us
Scare.
directly.
Fazbear Entertainment
I must
dedicates this
reassess
game
for
to
now.
three of its
We will
co-founders, the
prepare a room
lifeless
for you.
Joseph Afton. Joseph was a caring, well-meaning child who meant so much to us here at Fazbear Entertainment. He lived a cherished life in a sincere family, made many friends, and had not a care in the world.
Lord Marukimon is currently trying to get the situation under control.
Lessons for eternity. Thank you for sharing your happiness and optimism with all of those amongst you, Joseph.
Now that I'm
We hope
here,
future generations will find the
I know
same
how
feelings
you
of
felt
joy and
back in our
excitement playing
world.
this game, just as you did celebrating birthdays
The
at
Digimon
Fazbear
around
and
here
friends.
just keeps
May you
staring.
and your sister be reunited together beyond the
Feeling
clouds for an
something like
eternity of
this
peace and
must
tranquility.
have been heartbreaking.
It's interesting to finally get an
Glory.
identity for this crying child, Joseph Afton. It all makes more sense now with the back of the story about
Huh?
Joseph and the Big Scare.
I'm
If I remember
not
correctly,
the only one.
over on FNAF 4, we see how much Michael
What?
Afton did his little brother.
I did it
Scaring
again,
him
didn't I?
constantly, until ultimately
guess
putting him
that
inside of
means I
Fredbear's
don't-
mouth. We even got secret
How do I put
captions
it?
after the story was finished that
The
just said,
protagonist
"I
of that
will
anime
be,"
had-
likely referring to his kid brother, who constantly was frightened of Michael and his antics. However, we then finally find ourselves back inside the game, right where we had left off from last time, right in front of the Pirate Cove. We still need to get the cake for that one birthday party we're celebrating. Once inside Pirate Cove, Freddy appears and tells us that we need to find Foxy and the birthday cake. However, Foxy
I think I'll
decides to find
pass.
us instead. And like before, he isn't able to be seen. Just a faint image of him occasionally flashing
I
on screen.
appreciate you looking out for me,
flashing at
Agent.
us these unnerving
After
looking
everything
faces.
that's happened,
Freddy
I'm
asks for the
totally
tape
wiped
back,
out.
but Foxy wants to drag us out as
You
long as he
take the
can.
bed in the back,
He takes
Yuri.
the map to Adventure Bay, our next destination, and tears it into multiple pieces. Asshole.
Hey,
All the while, the game events are extra buggy. Multiple things begin to disappear and reappear from the scene. Luckily, there are 5 sections of Pirate Cove, and 5 pieces of the map, so Freddy believes that each location should have a piece of the map, so it shouldn't be that terrible. Except according to Freddy, we are going to need more tickets to see everything in Pirate Cove, so it sounds like we're back to collecting.
protecting Ori.
First stop is the ship
gonna
behind
get her
Freddy,
back home
a game
safe and
called Sailor Trip. The game loads in, and we're with Freddy and Bonnie, off to find the first missing map piece. However, Bonnie asks a good question. How are we going to find a small piece of paper in the huge ocean? Apparently, we will have to collect 3 sea creatures, as she should be able to help us out. We end up finding ourselves set at sea. She tells us what it is, and tells us the first animal we need to find is an octopus. After Freddy explains what an octopus is to
just so
Bonnie,
worried about
the game
whether we'll
begins.
ever make it
It's
home.
actually our first semi-glimpse
My
as to
dad and
what our character
Hinako.
looks like. We start heading deeper into the ocean until we see the octopus at the very bottom. The layout of this game sort of reminds me of Aqua Grappler from Penguin, a game deeply rooted in the back of my memory. We end up grabbing the octopus and are met with an unexpectedly
Digimon
realistic
world is
image
facing
one
a civil
converted into a
war of
sporting
sorts. Is that right?
It also gets some
I
nice
strongly
in Freddy's
suspect that
one.
it's tied to the
Smile
Shinjuku
makes the
Inferno,
shape of a dolphin.
since that
It
too
sounds
was
like that's our
caused
next
by
sea creature we need
inter-Digimon
to find.
conflict.
We head back into the ocean. This time with blooperfish we need to watch out for. We go down to the very bottom. The dolphin is just too fast. We try a couple of more times, but this dolphin is not making it very easy. Interestingly enough, the countdown at the top of the screen ends up changing to say slow down, stay longer. Perhaps the spirit within the game is now trying to help us out, because that strategy ends up working. Even if that stay longer bit is a little suspicious if you ask me. Needless to say, we end up pulling out the dolphin, and as it turns out, Bonnie can speak dolphin.
So the dolphin tells him that the next creature we need to find is a whale. They should know where the map piece is. The next game begins. This time we need to collect a bunch of fish to attract the whale. Except this game is clearly not running properly. Just look at the ominous lineup of sharks hanging out at the bottom. All the fish end up disappearing as we can hear the honestly startling sound of the whale. The whale lets him shoot the ship high into the air, and it lands right in front of this secluded island. Once on the island, Freddy notices an X in the sand. Sure enough, we end up digging out a piece of the map. Success. Only 4 more to go. The 2 head off, and we are brought back to Pirate Cove. Next up on the list is these sand castles. We find ourselves with Chica and Balloon Boy, and their audio does not sound good at all, as it's constantly cutting out.
Howdy, Balloon Boy. A piece of... Do you know where we can find it?
Chica asks Balloon Boy if he knows where a missing map piece is, and as it turns out, Balloon Boy already has it on him. Before he is willing to hand it over, he wants us to build sand castles with him. This little bastard making things take longer.
You don't want to be like this. This is disgusting.
The following game is essentially a memory one. We see the finished sandcastle design at the top, and then we have to hit the right pieces of it to rebuild it from memory. First is the base, then the windows, the D-O-R-D, the door. But then when it comes to the final piece, we see Foxy's head in the center, and he isn't looking good. Next to the pig is a sand animal, and we can see this pig at the top. We start to slowly rebuild the pig, but this is way more budget than before. And at the top of the screen, we see a much larger, frightening looking Foxy for a brief moment. But thankfully, we end up finishing the pig, and Balloon Boy decides it's time to hand over the map piece. We instantly return to Pirate Cove. I'm curious as to why so far Foxy has been the most frequent when it comes to looking over the story. If it truly is Michael Adams's brother haunting the game, then why will the Foxy living? Maybe this game isn't being haunted by only one giant, but all of them. And all of them are going to have a few choice words to say to live. Next up on the list of games we need to complete is the Circus Game. However, while we are in Pirate Cove, the only sound that is behind can be heard in the background. Once inside the circus tent, there must be a reward. According to him, he already found the map piece. That makes things easier. Bonnie begins to list off everything that the circus has to offer, but then remembers that there are clowns here too. He is terrified of clowns. On cue, Circus Baby swoops in, steals the map piece, flies off. Since Bonnie is afraid of clowns, the job of retrieving the piece falls to us, which the next game then begins. We see these slug types, and from inside, these clowns continue to pop up and down. We need to shoot cherry pies in their face once we see them. The game begins, and Circus Baby alongside all of these various clowns begin to show themselves, except we are being given. No pies are being thrown. After this goes on for a bit, we end up getting a pretty fast hit, but all it says is, stop it. The game continues on, and I'm getting another tip. This time just saying, you know why you deserve it. Then right after, the game begins to go completely haywire, with blank tips popping constantly. But then, a 35-second timer then begins to count down, and we finally start throwing times. We accidentally hit Circus Baby while she has a bubble in her hands, which causes us to lose our sight from the game and get more glitches. At this point, we just exit out of the game and return to the Pirate Cove, except that timer is still counting down. Thankfully, before it hits 0, we end up back in the circus. Bonnie has gotten over her fear of clowns. Circus Baby hands over a piece of the map. Mission success. We are brought back to Pirate Cove, and it's time to head into the next section. Jungle Cruise. We head into the jungle and are met with Freddy, searching for the map piece on his own throughout the jungle. The two of us head further into the jungle, and sure enough, we find the map piece. That was fast. And suddenly, another character swoops in and steals the piece. I have no idea who this guy is, but according to Freddy, he is a dirty, rotten, thieving, stealing pirate. Jesus freaking Christ. Unfortunately, we won the map piece back. We need to beat him in a game of cups. We accept the challenge, and the game begins. Essentially, the map piece goes under one of the cups. The cups get shuffled, and we have to guess which one the piece is under. Now it's time to lock in. The cups begin to shuffle, and if you were paying attention, you know it's in the left cup. Unfortunately, I can't directly tell that's Mike, and he ends up taking the right cup like a fool. Try the game as well, except even being honest, 99. There stands Fredbear center stage. Each Joshua right up to the animatronic.
We know how this ends. They all proceed to lift him up closer to the animatronic, but then we quickly cut to this animated segment where Fredbear is truly breaking it down. God, these kids look like they are straight out of hoodwinked. During Fredbear's dance, the screen abruptly freezes. We get a much more harrowing design of the character. It almost looks like someone is inside the suit. I suppose these should be the spring-lock suits, so someone being inside isn't all that unimaginable. We are then met with this incredibly well-running segment of Fredbear. The Fredbear plushie appears in the center of the screen, with text that reads, "Even in death, I still thought that I should have forgiven you." We then see this box with 2 locks on it. But you decided to hide me away. You proved me wrong again. Fredbear appears once again in his more friendly-looking design, with text below that just reads, "I still remember that final voice." We then listen in on what I can only imagine is Michael trying to apologize to Joshua. If my FNAF lore is correct, Joshua, aka the crying child, aka the White of 83 victim, would have been in a coma after the incident. So it seems like while Joshua was unconscious, he was still able to hear Michael's apology. But it meant nothing. I was starting to blame myself for a lot of what happened after. I thought I was too afraid. I thought I should have done something more. Foxy then appears outside of the restaurant, but now I know that wasn't fair, was it? Interestingly enough, we are then brought back inside of the restaurant. What we can see as Joshua transforms into Foxy, as all the other animatronics blink in and out of frame. Foxy is then brought into this black void. They're here. I know that, but I think they never let us go. I know you haven't either. That's why you still come back, is it? Even when you're not here, I'm still with you at night.
You're the best.
What we then see next is certainly something I'm gonna have a hard time forgetting anytime soon. We then find ourselves back in the art studio, which looks like it's been cleared out. We return to the drawing canvas and write out, "I'm sorry for everything. Please stop." But Joshua's spirit quickly crosses that out. He isn't getting off that easily. Michael then begins to flip through all the other pictures drawn here. As we flip through, Foxy is slowly being revealed, and then a message that just reads, "What do you want from me? Are you real?" We then exit back out to the studio and head all the way back to the main menu, and there is only one button available to us, Special. Once inside, we see the whole cast of characters all in front of us, congratulating us for finding the cake and saving the birthday party. Freddy then says that before we get to dig into the cake, we get a birthday prize, a camera that appears on screen, and a countdown begins. Our photo gets taken, and man, is that photo certainly something to say the least. We then back out, and it's revealed that we have been watching the recording of the gameplay in this media player. However, whoever is watching this footage is in for a surprise, as it looks like the game is starting to open up on its own on their computer. Sure enough, the game loads up, and we are met with a message. "Hello, Peter." Before we are taken to the main menu once more. We head over to the movies together, and then to the Fredbear rooms, where we can see our familiar Springlock characters. We end up hitting Play a Show Game, and are met with this little animated segment featuring Fredbear and Freddy. The two talk to each other trying to prepare for the next Freddy show. The two then get called off screen to get on stage. But then we are presented with this restitched variant of the segment, with Fredbear telling us a new message. "You're all that's left. They all came before." We then head to the photo, and are once again met with that horrifying photo of Michael Afton. We begin to flip through the pictures, and can see other people who appear to have fallen victim to this game. We can then hear Freddy's voice come in, asking if we are ready for another adventure, and then this tape ends. What a wild ride this was. The reveal of the photo being taken to show Michael Afton with the spirit of Joshua behind him is pure nightmare fuel. Something that has me a little confused, however, is the existence of Joshua Afton. It is heavily implied that he went on to possess Foxy, which would contradict the in-game lore if I'm remembering things right. If Joshua Afton is the crying child, then he should be possessing Fredbear, not Foxy. Unless he is using the image of Foxy because that was the mask Michael would always wear when trying to scare him. It's interesting that throughout the playthrough of the game, when presented with a choice, Michael would just refuse to help out. Sort of like what Joshua said in the story. He always turned to the other cheek, whether it be letting Freddy be attacked by the robot. not helping him fix the power. Michael always chose the wrong option. This is definitely one of the more unique relations I have also seen, I gotta say. I really like the kid-friendly design of all the characters in the setting. I already said it earlier, but this really feels like a Five Nights at Freddy's plug-and-play game, and it remains authentic to that style all the way through. This series also had its fair share of disturbing imagery. For a while there, I was worried that this constant kid-friendly design would take away from the scare factor, but then, because you just weren't expecting them to show up when they did. Overall, I really like the direction the story decided to head in. I enjoyed the focus on Michael and Joshua, and getting to explore the aftermath of the infamous Night of 83. I think the ending really stands out as well, seeing that not only did Michael get his demise at the end of the game, but his other friends did as well, and the designs of these photos were truly fun. If you haven't already, I can highly recommend you check out Fazbear Top, especially if you are a fan of the game series. This is right up your alley. However, that'll really be about it for this video. As always, be sure to keep on leaving me recommendations down below, whether it be in the YouTube comments or the community Discord. We don't ignore Freddy's requests for help. If you'll excuse me, I just got my hands on this new FNAF game, and I've been dying to check it out.
Wow!
Welcome to, well, probably the longest and most comprehensive video I've done yet. This is going to be the most ambitious project on the channel so far. We're going to the time with this epic series of games, which includes Outlast 1, Assault Level 2, and we are going to fill in the gaps by looking at Comics 2. Video, but there will be chapters indicating to discuss certain characters. I feel this is the best model for explaining a game series in such detail. Strap in, grab a drink, and let's crack on and do this. William Parkham, two kids, who is a freelance software consultant, sits in an empty server room located in an underground facility beneath the Mount Massive Asylum for the criminally insane, and he seems very nervous. He is actually in the process of sending a whistleblowing email to an investigative journalist named Miles Upshur. Will is concerned that his employers, the transnational company named Corporation, and inhumane activities. He's overheard doctors talking about therapy going too deep. Will tells Miles that this needs to be exposed. Willer's job was to maintain Murkoff's the Murkoff's creation of the Genic engine. This engine allowed patients to enter lengthy and very lucid dream states. An entity would come to be birthed out of this machine. An entity, Bull Rider. This is what the experiments are centered around, and their research is aptly named Project Bull Rider. Bull Rider is essentially a swarm of tiny nanomachines controlled by a subject who are themselves under the control of the engine. A note here states that the Bull Rider himself is also referred to as Schrut, a demonic creature of German origin. Some researchers believe there was a supernatural element behind the Bull Rider, and that it was a manifestation of this creature. Anyway, back into the story. Waylon is interrupted as he is needed at the Genic engine. He is just about to hit send the email to base control room. Waylon, after fixing the pod which holds the subject, is startled by an inmate named Eddie Gluskin. Gluskin is being put into the Genic engine so he can see if he is compatible, and therefore able to control the Bull Rider through his dream state. If he's not compatible, then he will suffer disfigurement and lesions. Such is the brutal nature of the engine. We can see that Gluskin isn't compatible, as these lesions and scars start to show straight away. Waylon makes his way back to the server room. Waiting for him is Jeremy Blair. He's Waylon's boss and is the VP for Global Development at Murkoff. He also runs Mount Massive Asylum, and in addition to that, he oversees Project Bull Rider 2. Blair has found Waylon's email and has several security guards attack Waylon and detain him as an inmate of Mount Massive Asylum. He makes up an elaborate lie stating that Waylon resigned due to mental illness. Why were they so concerned as to go to the trouble of doing this? You see, Murkoff have a long, detailed history of criminal, unethical, and immoral practices. Here's a short history. In 1938, Murkoff were exposed for selling diphosphate gas to German forces. This was for the German forces to use it as a poison gas in artillery shells during the war.
Oh yeah!
This gas was so potent that it would destroy regular gas mask filters. Murkoff also had conducting experiments for the CIA program MK Ultra, a top secret mind controlled experiment which focused on using drugs and procedures for the end. Interrogation purposes. These experiments were massive at most other places. Individuals trials of sorts during the Cold War, but in the late 60s, it was shut down due to some scientists being murdered by an inmate. A few years later, under the orders of CIA Director Richard Helms, all MK Ultra files are destroyed, basically preventing false involvement in MK Ultra. And then years later, in 2009, under the guise of a charitable organisation named Murkoff Psychiatric Care, and over the next few years, Murkoff continued their experiments in secret, and with a steady stream of inmates at their disposal, stood to rake in profits. This is magnitude today. Whelan comes round later on, and he is subjected to eugenic therapy, a form of psychological torture, and subjecting him to the torture is all the way as it's revealed that the inmate has managed what is referred to as natural ascension with the project. Basically, it means he's compatible with the engine and is able to control the ball which in turn has a significant impact on what comes next. Whelan gets free from his restraints and sees the ride of attacking inmates. The facility shuts down and all hell breaks loose due to the ride being loose. Picking up a camcorder with a capture of film trying to take down Murkoff, Whelan escapes his cell. However, it is not long before he comes face to face with the rider himself, who tries to attack him, but he escapes and runs into another inmates. These inmates with significant deformities of criminals. They're the ones who are subjected to the effects of the eugenic engine, but basically incompatible. Reject, if you like.
Much appreciated.
Here's a garden we're talking about video.
Everyone!
Whelan decides that he needs to get to that radio.
Great.
As Whelan continues on, he finds that some Americans are calm, just want to be left alone, but some are hostile towards him. Only hostile and extremely disturbed. Which brings us on to Frank Maniero. Frank is a wiry man. He is described as having lost 73 pounds in weight after he was subjected to the eugenic engine. Nothing is really known about his man, but I guess it has something to do with his cat. This stuff works. Anyway, Whelan walks through a kitchen and is shocked to witness Frank having his dinner, so to speak. After sneaking around him and also after a chase, Whelan gets to relative safety, but this is only for a moment as Frank bursts through the door. He shoves Whelan into a furnace, but again, Whelan manages to get free, eventually escaping and seeing the back of Frank for good. However, Whelan wants to get through a foggy courtyard. Whelan is forced to find an alternate way into a building after encountering a couple of inmates known only as the Twins. Whelan eventually makes it to the radio, but he is ambushed by Jeremy Blair, who proceeds to smash up the radio and attacks Whelan. Out of nowhere, a terrifying growl belonging to a huge inmate named Chris Walker. Let's pause really quick and talk about Chris Walker and how he ended up at Civ. Years ago, Chris started out his career as a military policeman in the US Army. Toured Afghanistan, but like many military personnel on those tours, he developed PTSD. Upon his return home to the United States, he was committed to Spindletop Psychotherapy Clinic in Hatton, Texas. The clinic was owned by none other than the corporation. As part of their research through charity,
preparations complete.
He was subjected to therapy by a Dr. Claymore, who used Arabic culture in his therapy in order for them to try and this backfired, as they all seemed to suffer delusions of a demigod named Abkalu. The problem is, the therapy these veterans were subjected to actually had a negative effect, in that their psychological wounds were closed first, but then they would reopen even wider. Chris was one of the ones subjected to this therapy. Either way, Chris would get better and start working for Murkoff as a surveillance officer over the therapy sessions. Due to his size and strength, he was nicknamed Strong Fat by colleagues, a nickname which we didn't really like at all. The psychologist witnessed inmates in a trance during a therapy session, and they mentioned Abkalu and some trauma inside Chris, and he snapped the inmates. Dr. Murkoff owning the clinic and not wanting the authorities to know what happened, they sent their litigation, or their legal team, to speak with Dr. Claymore. A pair of Murkoff litigation agents named Glick, aptly nicknamed Balls. They tried to speak to Claymore, but as he wasn't working directly for Murkoff, he wouldn't really give them any information. Looking for a way around it, they questioned Chris, assuming he was just an employee, and he misleads them. What we don't know, though, is that after their meeting with Dr. Claymore, Chris ends up murdering Dr. too, and he destroyed CCTV equipment and fled. Realising that Chris is responsible for the murders, Balls went to Chris' home. He found the victims' heads in boxes, and these murders were dubbed the Handbox murders. They find a stuffed animal from his childhood, a pig. Chris arrived carrying the head of Dr. Claymore in a box and saw the agents holding his stuffed animal. A crazy fight broke out. Chris was shot in the face by Paulie, but he didn't stop him. He threw Paulie out of the window. In the end, she had to take him down by driving straight at him in her car. Finally, careful not to draw blame, as Chris was a Murkoff employee, they deflected it and made the patient Glick. Due to them trying to cover up what happened with Chris Walker, they committed him to Mount Massive and experimented on him. Due to the state of his mind, Chris tore the skin from his forehead. This was due to the belief that he had a third eye, which would help him see things clearly. He also tore the skin from his lips and his nose due to having developed a hatred for the damage the morphogenic engine experiments had done to his face. He would be restrained in response to the self-harming, which explains why he has chains on his wrists. Anyway, that is the backstory of Chris Walker, so let's get back to the story. Chris chases Waylon into a tool shed, but on the way, Waylon sees a man in Archibald painting a message onto the wall. He is said in quotation marks as he is a priest. Father Martin, likely in his 60s, is an inmate of massive social dementia, delusions, and schizoaffective. His symptoms ease when participating in his therapy program, or more specifically, finger painting. His therapist, Dr. Neil, said that he had made great strides, but he was dismayed to find out that as the doctor expected and feared, Archibald's symptoms worsened and progressed, suffering from delusions of a higher calling. Basically, he worshipped the Lord and saw himself as a prophet of sorts.
Much appreciated.
Waylon moves on and ends up in the vocational role. After evading yet more variants, Waylon comes face to face with Eddie Gluskin, the test subject from before. He's now noticeably scarred from the effects of the morphogenic engine. Waylon jumps down the elevator shaft while escaping Gluskin and hurts his leg. The previous variant referenced Gluskin as the Crew, and we're about to find out why. Gluskin mutilates male inmates, removing their, parts, and tries to make them into a bride before killing them. Gluskin's backstory, although slightly vague in its detail, is actually kind of sad. He was abused by his father and uncle as a kid who would take pictures of the abuse. Apparently Gluskin didn't know it was wrong, but he knew that it hurt. This unresolved trauma led to Gluskin becoming a serial killer who targeted women. He was eventually incarcerated in Mount Massive Asylum. Anyway, Gluskin captures Waylon after he tried to hide the locker. He drags him to his workshop, sprays a substance into the locker, and gets out. After receiving Waylon Park's whistleblowing email, Sculpture arrives at Massive Asylum with his camera ready to capture evidence of what was going on. Miles is already aware of the history of Massive and the controversies surrounding the operation. You see, from looking at the later version of the whistleblower email, Miles was an investigative reporter who got fired from his previous job, posting sensitive information about the Afghanistan conflict. Since then, Miles has been freelance and self-employed. Miles enters the asylum through a window. Given that the riot and the variant uprising happened a few hours earlier, the place is a mess. Miles finds the leader of a security team, a group of hardline security, impaled on a pike. He has just enough breath to attempt to get out as the variants have escaped. Miles meets Chris Walker, who throws him out the window, making him pass out. Interestingly, Chris repeats the same phrase as when he saw the Balls holding his toy. Little pig. Miles comes to and Father Martin is standing over him. It was Miles and impossible. Father Martin has locked the main doors for the exit, but Father Martin has turned off the power, meaning that Miles has to go down to the basement and turn it back on again. He makes it back to the control room, but Father Martin injects him with a sedative. Turning Miles' attention to the monitors, Father Martin tells him that he has so much yet to witness, and makes him watch the War Rider going ham and tearing into and decimating an entire squad of Murkoff security staff. Miles passes out once again, and Father Martin puts him in a padded cell somewhere deep in the asylum. This is actually Father Martin's own cell, indicated by the rest in peace and crosses written on the walls. Miles meets the unmistakable twins, the candidates who both discuss which part of Miles they want to eat first, until they reveal that Father Martin has asked them not to touch him. It seems that Father Martin has a lot of influence over the variants. Miles escapes the cell block and ultimately meets Thomas Walker in the sewers, and manages to make it to the male ward where he's chased by some inmates. A friendly voice tells him to get into the dumbwaiter, but, well, Miles discovers that this person isn't really very friendly at all. Meet Dr. Richard Traeger. Way back when, Dr. Richard Traeger was a Murkoff executive. He was a well-dressed man with medium but at the end of was what seemed to be a scarred inmate. What's more, a failed experiment of the morphogenic engine. Well, Traeger was the head of business development at the asylum. He was good friends with Jeremy Blair, indicated by this note which states that they played golf together. Traeger at some point sexually assaulted an employee named Michelle Haas, and Michelle became pregnant. She complained anonymously to the HR department about it, and along came the hotshot litigation duo, Pauline Glick and Marion. They go and speak to Traeger to find out which department the allegations came from, and he naturally puts on the front, smiling, joking around with them, and telling them they should be on Team Rick. He debunks the claims and insists they didn't come from his department. Marion thinks he's dirty, so Glick arranges to meet him for dinner. At his house, Traeger offers Glick a line of cocaine, which she refuses. Traeger then proceeds to spike her drink with hypnol, but she notices and she forces him to drink it, making him pass out. The Pauls eventually confront Michelle Haas about the assault, and she confesses to them that Traeger did it and she was pregnant. Traeger then forced her to either get an abortion or he would fire her. Paul Marion prepared a severance package in true litigation style. In exchange, Michelle would stay silent about it. Michelle took the deal, but Traeger stormed into the room. Grabbing scissors, he stabbed Michelle in the stomach multiple times. Don't worry, Michelle wasn't actually pregnant, but we'll get to that later in the video. Glick grabbed Traeger by the neck. His hair got trapped in a paper shredder, tearing off part of his scalp, which is why he looks like an aged monk. Traeger was taken as an inmate of the asylum and used as a test subject for the engine. Jeremy Blair, despite being Traeger's friend, seemed to really enjoy this. The Traeger became a surgeon during the incident, sadistically cutting up staff members and operating on them. This extends to Miles as he hits him, disorienting him, and proceeds to wheel him to a room where he talks of how much he dislikes Father Martin. Traeger cuts off Miles' fingers and leaves the room. Miles regains his composure with his fingers, manages to sneak around Traeger and grab a key for the elevator and make himself some Traeger juice. Miles sees the exit. Freedom. Well, not really. Miles has to cross the pitch-black courtyard and comes face to face with the Wall Rider, which, bizarrely, chooses not to attack him. It's not long before Miles is chased by Chris Walker again, but he manages to make it to the female ward. And after losing his video camera after a fall, Miles goes to retrieve it and manages to make it to the upper floors. He enters a sort of movie theatre which plays an interview with Dr. Rudolph Wernicke, the madman behind the morphogenic engine. He states in this interview that the engine attaches to insanity, that only someone who's witnessed horror and torment is capable of activating the engine. The interviewer asks if there's an element of the supernatural rider. There is not. Dr. Wernicke dies shortly after this interview. Apparently, his death certificate is here. The truth of the matter, however, is that Dr. Wernicke is very much alive, but type will discuss it shortly. Miles gets to the chapel and sees Father Martin has set himself on fire on a cross, such as his commitment and dedication to the Wall Rider. Miles takes the elevator down to the depths of the asylum, where he discovers a series of tunnels. It's clear that the Wall Rider has had a pretty good time down here, as Miles finds corpses everywhere. He eventually gets chased by the Wall Rider himself, but runs straight into Chris Walker, whose life is prematurely ended by the Wall Rider, who slams him straight into a steel grate. A door is opened, and inside the sealed-off room sits a fragile, very old Dr. Wernicke. Right, so as promised, let's discuss Wernicke. Dr. Rudolph Wernicke was born in Germany in 1918. He collaborated with Alan Turing on the paper, and this brought Wernicke great success and renown in the scientific community. He helped Nazi Germany at some point during the war effort, but he was brought to the US under Operation Paperclip, an operation which would see prominent German and Austrian scientists, or skilled people in general, come to the US in an attempt to take those assets away from potential enemies. He worked in Los Alamos, which, as we know, is where lots of government work took place. The truth of the matter is that Wernicke was likely carrying out research as part of MK Ultra, conducting mind control experiments on subjects during the Cold War. This is where I believe the Outlast trials were conducted, but we'll find out more about that when the next game finally releases. He went on to retire and spend his time in New Mexico, where he pursued photography. He wasn't married and didn't have children. Eventually came out of retirement and chose to pursue charitable work for Murkoff Ambulance Asylum. But this was all a guise for Wernicke to install this morphogenic engine in the bowels of the asylum and subject the inmates of Outmassing to horrific experiments. To keep his involvement secret and confine him to the asylum to continue his work, Wernicke was pronounced dead and the death certificate was fabricated by Murkoff. He was brought in order to study human technology. Wernicke and his team was to eventually produce specific molecules and was to create his team right. To Miles, that the patient named Billy Hope is what's known as a lucid dream, where he is able to control what happened in his dream state. That, coupled with the horrors, trauma he's experienced in his life, made him a perfect fit for the engine. Billy was able to control the Bull Rider. Billy, in some sick, twisted way, views Wernicke as his father and chooses to keep Wernicke alive. But Wernicke mentions his regret and that they were foolish to think they could master such a powerful creation. He insists that Billy must die and instructs Miles to turn off his life support, as this will destroy the Bull Rider. Miles eventually sees Billy, hooked into the machine, basically dead, hanging on by a thread, only being kept alive by the engine. Miles turns off the life support, but is viciously attacked by the Bull Rider, which doesn't fully kill him. Miles hobbles out with his video evidence of what went on, but is greeted by a squad of security forces and Wernicke. Thinking that the Bull Rider is now dead and likely seeing the camera in his hand, knowing that Miles is a witness to the atrocities of the asylum, Miles is gunned down. He is killed. But in one twist in the tale, Wernicke realizes that Miles has been possessed by the Bull Rider, and Miles attacks and mauls the security team, killing them all, presumably killing Wernicke too.
The truth is... After yesterday, we tried communicating with various places without much success. The Titan invasion must be spreading.
In the meantime, Wayland wakes up from his
slumber. We cannot get you to Junomon's temple. Normally, we use the Locomon Railroad to reach Junomon's temple, but trouble is afoot in the Factorial area.
Attempting to help you, just like the countless other victims. But this backfires.
I will clear out the Titans who have entered our fair city. As for all of you, perhaps you are the best. Minervamon has told me in detail about each of you. It just might be.
There's something interesting about you. It's another thing I'd like to check with Juno.
I apologize for the trouble, but you have my thanks.
Sure, sounds good. The more I learn about this world, the more I feel like I find out. Ancient.
I've prepared a temporary means of reaching the Factorial area. Now then,
Julian Assange, where Wayland will be uploading the evidence to. People tells Wayland that if he uploads the files containing the evidence, running from Murkoff for the rest of his life. Wayland knows the file anyway. Simon dies at some point, but not completely. We'll find out later on. In the aftermath of the private Outmassing to set the damage, and the cleanup job needed in to stop this getting out. Again, see pieces of Jeremy Blair everywhere. Marion finds that the video type was quite likely by Jeremy Blair. Jane Glynn seems to be happy about this, and she puts it in cleanup. Now this is where it gets slightly crazy. He's there investigating the discovery of Gene. Get a report that shows Bundy how big access to the cells of 18 miles from Digimon.
Digimon, the world wants to just
Whoa, awesome!
Go away! You... I heard you took out the Titan at the radio tower, huh? Sounds like a big steam trouble is brewing in the digital world. So we gotta do our part too. I'll give y'all a lift to the factorial area. Okay, off we go.
Which is actually a lot worse. Even though the game states that Murkoff did that looked money, eventually she sold her son to Murkoff and Murkoff asked her. Anyway, the Falls asked her how she got the figurines. Loudly. Then even Murkoff was there to take
What's a Digimon?
Oh.
Smeared William Park's name. They essentially painted him as a weirdo, conspiracy theorist, someone who was perverted, racist, and delusional. Robin receives a call from the agent. It seems that Tiffany's boyfriend is the trailer. He accuses her of seeing another man, and after an argument, he hits her and goes back to his car. He drives away, but is torn apart by Billy the Bull Rider. Seeing it crash, the agent goes to check it out, but, well, it didn't go well for him either. He can't explain it, whether he gets that or yes. Billy appears to his mother and Spanish statue of Billy. Goes up the story of Billy moved in, which the time Billy was never meant to be ill, just a lucid dreamer. She sold her son to Murkoff so she could buy a few figurines. Out of nowhere, Billy tears his mother to shreds, knowing this and the asleep in the trailer. I think they've killed it, but turns out that the rider is now just basically screwed. With that seemingly senseless.
Is everyone okay? For now, anyway. So, what was that attack just?
The situation here under
They provide DC and our function Harley, his neighbor, said that she's animal. She said it's weird as the dogs were just not barking at her. And you feel like it. No places. Other than that, but sorry, giving the ants but variants. Same with this man. But they're chasing them. That's the illness. We took a job with Murkoff because they have an experimental treatment for this rare disease. See, Alice needs gene therapy transfusions, which creates Murkoff employee benefits. Same with the
See, actually, don't remember everybody's up for it.
medical benefits.
I
victim's name is Nancy Hardwick. She's gonna have a guard here. That's the community compost.
Nico shows how Robin Stark broke into Marvin now. It takes the impression of his team, when he pulled out in the next team. He turns up and shoots Peacock multiple times, but straight away and then November. Remember I mentioned there was something supernatural about some Peacock?
Yeah, I thought I smelled something. Yeah. One of her father has a guard here too.
When Peacock gets away and pulls out Mars and house fumigated to kill the ants. All that's left is black powder and evidence that could be not a Peacock Park or Mars option. Trev was dead. The ants
Victim arguing with someone around 3:30. Couldn't say about what, just that it was a man's voice. Cash and credit cards are still here. Suppose force to the head. It's a shovel here. God on the plane.
18 miles northwest of Flagstaff in Arizona.
Where's the issue? We're gonna need to run this thing from Prince. Right up more than we need. I share their tools. It may not be a garden anyway. First we will compost you. In town.
Peacock confronts him when he runs off. Peacock left the same coordinates again, but this time, the Alice has daughter. It flies down to the barrier is somehow having I've done. The stone snaps out before it returns again to Seeing visions of dead bodies, but potentially picked up by one, leading to the bottom. He turns up. Sure, what's he doing, man? He tells her he's not afraid to go to the stairs. So that's the point of him being afraid. They didn't know. Suddenly she stops babbling and begins spitting. It tells Marion to go get the doctor, and while she is gone, she kills the young girl. Maybe even Marion has no idea that we killed the girl. He just assumes that she died due to the fit. They cannot Next day in Arizona to find the body that was gone. They chilling people. Just said the body was taken by someone.
Great.
My son's gonna be home. Hey, something in the elevator? Yes. Before leaving home. Alright. You see that?
Shut me on. It didn't work. We run that democracy with them. There's electricity now. Trying to leaving on from starting talking to me. How did she die? She's more forced than that. I need to call her sister.
Ruby was a freelance designer. She worked from home. Witnesses put her at the Union Square Farmers Market around 2. She bought lentils and candy beans alone.
EMA's report confirms a shovel to the head. There's actually different sets of prints on the handle.
Did you guys see the husband's blog? The funeral energy.com. They don't eat anything that wasn't raised within 100 miles of their building. Their cell phones put in the drawer in their car. Elbow turn body.
Stop using the elevator.
No paper, no plastic, which means no takeout, no magazines, no paper towels.
Left-handed. Half the world still does it that way.
She's drinking blood alcohol.
Lady stop for a cocktail?
Martinis, apparently. Their stomach contents included green olives.
She put one of the people's not too many olive trees within 100 miles of their apartment.
Turned out the bars around Union Square, see if she was breaking any of them.
So do you oversee doing intel on movies?
Left-handed.
You got it.
Yeah, She was in. It comes in quite often. Has a martini, sometimes just a water. She's not much of a drinker. Does she ever use the bathroom? Killing children is no guess. The bathroom have toilet paper? Yeah. Are they all? You'd be surprised.
Hey, was she always alone?
Usually. A couple of times she got up with a doctor.
She did. So when was the last time?
Last week. So pretty busy.
You know his name?
No.
Never paid your credit card?
Maybe. Yeah, I can get you a printout with a couple hundred names on the front. So, she comes up with some toilet paper. It's that.
This is pretty slow. Should have been fair, don't you go?
No way. If she was chips on Joe, she'd have told me. Her sisters. We talked about it.
Tell you about our man, she got the brown down telephone.
Ready to launch.
No. I'm sure it's just your friend.
It seems like her husband
Thanks. Here goes. Stun beat blow.
Here I go.
When was your sisters? She was trying to other places.
Thank you, love it. Just I love it. No problem.
It's go time. Summon.
Yeah, she gave me try to find it. Yes. Have any idea of this long way? No.
Here goes. Stun beat blow.
Electronic tracking. That's very high tech. More complicated on the
Sure, it's our content.
We did it!
They make mention of first place, Nathan himself she is okay. Like knows that the girl is dead, but bad to break. Start to lie to him and tells him she wasn't fine. They finally get some rest. In the dream, really fucking nice walk with Joe Henry. You waited 30 finally find her face when it came. Never played this when you find it hard. Here's what
There! Great!
Help us arrived. Here goes. Stun beat blow.
Maybe this should that means husband. Didn't sound like him. I could disregard 3 miles away. Went to the priest on the steering. Found some kids prints in the backseat.
It's got a 6-year-old son.
Stun beat blow!
Wayne Jenkins.
Mark, Cole, Skid Mags, video games. To paradise. Hey, Mark,
Got a client list calendar with Blackboard and anything that ties us in.
Got a computer that's check it out.
We did it!
Brothers Fisher, the investment bank, right?
Yeah, Billy up doing that whole mortgage mess. Those suits. Maybe they played on the softball team.
Oh yeah, it's played very nice.
Best paper was $100 million, and now it's just evidence for the lawsuit. You were the team captain, Mr. Ruin. Yeah. And now I'm on a 2PA package closing out the office. This police department needs a specialist in mortgage-backed securities. Jenkins, do it. Do it. Finance. I'm on. How did you find some of the bond traders?
I'm being the coke dealer.
Here goes! Stun beat blow!
Maybe. Once in a while. Does it matter? Can't worth the stuff now.
And keep in touch with Jericho.
Next week, this guy Jenkins, I'm sure a big target for him. He's dead. There've been 2 murders, so you might want to tell us what you know.
Get ready!
Institutional sales. Told me last year. So I'm going to buy some coke. Xavier's going in on the deal with Jenkins to sell some trans.
Mason, what's his first name?
Chris. Fine.
Chris Mason charged 2 more attorneys to go up there and tell me. Thanks. Wayne Jenkins and Nancy Harvey.
Jenkins is the guy who played our softball team.
No, the guy that you tried to like something last Saturday. I haven't seen him in like 6 months.
Hey, that's not what you do these days.
Please, mad at me because I helped his department.
You're ready!
$3,000.
Billion. And kind of a bad year.
It's in the papers. So where were you Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock?
Here. Studying for qualification, that's the teach.
You got a bartender from Toronto and tell him said he saw you fit her.
We did it!
I'm sorry. That must be her marriage and it was hard to believe.
So you did know her?
Yes, actually, from college. I ran into her at the Broadway a couple of months ago.
There.
And then you ran into her. You just talk.
There. Preparations complete.
It just got me worse, man. I lost my job.
Ha! Stun beat blow!
Yeah.
The guy had everything. Apartment on Central Park, a beautiful family.
He lives in Maserati now. He lives in a place the size of the Maserati's glove box.
Yeah, thanks.
His ex-wife has custody of the kids. Upstate, but he does have visitation rights.
Upstate where?
Right.
New Jersey would be on his way. How did he get there?
So Maserati. Yep. Graduated showcase to run a party center.
Used to.
Ready to
They
launch.
stopped 3 weeks ago.
Maybe an old acquaintance heard his sad story and decided to let her break the trouble she must be used to.
Stun beat blow!
Bruce came up Saturday like he always does. The girls play miniature golf, kind of 1 by 1.
Was this your kind of car he was driving?
No.
Usually it's neighbors. It's in the kitchen ready to come outside. It's hard for me to see.
Hey, girls.
Here I go.
You caught me driving when you saw him last?
Good.
And you and your sister, you both rode in the back seat, right?
That's the joke.
Inside.
Come and see your test. Easy there, boss.
And your husband, after mentioned Nancy Hartley, and Jenkins.
Stun beat? Whoa!
This is Mason. Like
My children? This doesn't make it.
You're ready.
Saturday, same day as the shootout at the OK Corolla, that was Doris home by 1. Bergen County is on his way home.
Yeah, it's not this prince. Too bad.
It's crime shame.
So, you gentlemen want a search warrant? Yes, for the apartment, Miss Mason.
Do it. That one's
So this children
preparations
in the
complete.
backseat of the dead woman's car.
Do these children belong to a murder?
No, but it does establish
Stun
a
beat?
connection.
Whoa!
And the victim.
We think she let him call to visit his children. Then he was police officer called. Mr. Mason, that element is hardly connected to
Yeah!
exterior.
Yes, Judge. Their affidavit seems to establish probable cause.
Wait a minute. That's Hartman. That almost killed Shelby. I read about
You
that.
got it.
Yes, that be the one.
Do it.
Here. Go and search.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I'm supposed to be teaching in 20 minutes. How long is this going to take?
As long as it takes. Something trivia.
See, Mason thought maybe he had stuff. Not today. Our extradition request is on the way.
I don't know, Mr. Murdoch. New Jersey may have to stand in line for this
There.
meeting.
This Mason is involved in a cop killing in Bergen County. I don't know how you feel about that kind of thing in New York City.
How do you feel about it? He murdered a woman with a shovel here. We don't seem crazy about that either. Got a videotape.
You got a man's shape on videotape. You have a witness who saw him with a murdered woman and a tomato seed on the shoe that matches a rare variety.
There. You got
This
it.
thing killed her, so she
Ready to
ran
launch.
from the car in New Jersey. It's all about the murder of our officer.
Except Mason didn't shoot.
Oh!
Shooting occurred while he was committing.
New Jersey statute only makes a felony if it occurred
Much
to be
appreciated.
robbery, sexual assault, arson, and burglary or kidnapping. A drug deal doesn't qualify it.
Get him in front of a jury of concerned citizens that might
Stun beat? Whoa!
mention.
There's also the small matter of him saying on your videotape, no, stop.
You got him dead to rights.
But our extradition request is the date we have to find. So, when you submit our case, you might not want to mention it to Mason's lawyer. New Jersey's got you dead to rights. It's a felony murder of a police officer. They'll never get that kind of punishment just for you.
Talk to me, Cutter. You know as well as I do, Jersey's got him on leaving the scene and maybe a drug charge. Yes, Mr. Mason, I'm sure. What are you offering?
Confesses they killed Nancy Hartley. He must take his life in New York.
Pass. We've got the limit. The bartender.
Stun beat?
Connection.
Whoa!
It's the tomato seed issue. You got a timestamp on that tomato seed, sweetie?
Heck yeah.
Used to say he didn't stop by the garden a few weeks ago to say hi to his friend Nancy and pick up some green beans.
Is that your story, Mr. Nixon?
There.
His story is
There.
not guilty. Yes,
There.
New Jersey felony murder statute.
Do it.
Estelle Adams has been a public defender since we were in preschool. It's our bad luck these people.
Here goes.
And anybody reading out here, I believe that's a requirement for graduating from law school.
Right.
Maintenance is changing light bulbs to say that my office for 3 blocks.
You don't want to stay with polar bears?
He says CI dogs.
Hey, my judge grabbed your case. He thinks it's a juicy story.
Great. Connie, Jack McCoy, Harley is Judge Reynolds' law club. Really mad. I haven't seen much of him lately.
Yes, it's a privilege to. So, there's some scheduling issues we should discuss.
Sure.
There.
Scheduling issue.
It's simple.
Hey, simple. You wouldn't need a judge, would you?
No. The defense moves to preclude any mention of the shooting in New Jersey with which my client was allegedly involved. It's never been proven and will severely prejudice the jury.
It will also inform the jury. We contend Mr. Mason murdered Mrs. Hardwick to prevent her from linking him to the New Jersey crime. The iconic, he allowed him to accomplish that by killing her.
I knew this one. This case, the judge was so.
You got it. You got it. Do it. You got it.
Stun beat blow!
Friends, the conflict of interest problem.
Heck yeah!
There!
Okay. Okay. Nice work. Stun beat blow!
So you expect us to believe. Ejection.
Stun beat blow! Heck yeah!
Speaking of Brandon, he calls us the positive relationships for shutting down the main power breaker. Even though they're
Just you know, like explaining Digimon episode. I say explaining Digimon episode.
It's becoming T explaining Digifan art playlist. The lens as it all. Digifan playlist Ego and Incorrect. Digifan art is made by us fans for discussion purposes. Not for the community to make sure that the work is not. In this video I wanted to discuss the little animal Digimon known as Calico. It was no means mentioned a couple of times, like explaining the paper. Calico and Ben's role in the story.
And we haven't really taken our time to go on the motive, so we're going to do that now. Who is Calico? It's maybe a small, cute white creature that has an immense big story. So let's start with its name. According to Shaki J. Konaga's notes, Calimon was originally going to be named Kululu. However, in English it was given the name Calimon, and in Japanese it was named Kulu, which almost is the same as the Kululu mon that it was normally intended to carry as its name. You see, the Kulu, meaning its Japanese name, is a corruption of the word Ku, coming from the legendary creature known as the Garabongo. It is the mythological creature that was used as inspiration to Garu, and the creature is taking us to Latin American mythology. The Garabongo is a legendary creature that said to have a small backbone with a precious glowing gemstone in its forehead, and it is often associated with hidden treasures and wealth. The one itself can manifest a gem on its forehead called Crystal Matrix. However, you will mostly see silver plates.
The symbol takes the shape of one large triangle. And for the explanation, the zero unit is often identified with the mythological keeper of the seven. The separate comes from the tree of the separate units. It is a map of the divine, showing how God's infinite power is made accessible to the human. A series of descendants stand down in vessels. Each Sephiroth represents a different quality of God, a stage in creation, or an aspect of human consciousness. And the Keter that represents the zero unit on Calimon's forehead is the first and highest of the 10 Sephiroth, representing the crown, or the divine will, from the infinite source. It symbolizes the divine will and the initial desire for creation to bestow
Do it! Ready to launch!
To get back to the Garabongo, it is often associated with mining areas in regions like
Stun go!
And this is important information because in the Digimon Paper story, where Gario made its first appearance in 2021, Gario was also away destruction. Contributes to the story. I want to say that I am now writing first podcast, and you know that it's based on a creature from Latin America. That means that I have mentioned at the very least 3 Digimon inspired by Latin American mythology. There's quite some more. Digimon is Digimon that came like someone is based on Quetzalcoatl, a better servant aspect of modern Israeli mythologies. It is associated with Mars and Venus. We also discussed Tlaloc. It is one based on another aspect called namely Tlaloc, right? And here we have a couple to see more that inspired Digimon. Now, know more about Gallimon. Gallimon has been created by the Digimon Submarine to conceal the power of Digivolution from the DNA. The DNA being an old program where it calls genocides to the digital that gave the important digital of Digimon Takers. You can get the details in the diagram. So, having been created by the Digimon Submarines, Gallimon is a holy species Digimon, and is the digital embodiment of the Digi and the Neki, the fourth main Digivolution possible. That's why Gallimon has the ability to help other Digimon to digital, up to Mega Man. So that's quite something. However, while being a Digimon with the skills to make others digital, it is itself unable to digital. What do you think? Am I maximum that it can is restore status and raise resistance for the Digimon, which brings out the dispute. Despite Gallimon not being able to Digify, still, most Digimon fans attempted to give it a Digifunction. Digimon fan which I could find and that we found a group enough to show them. And I believe that it's a good reason to show them because that way some of you aren't out there not having normal way whatever it is. The first Gallimon evolution I found it was made by Weird World. I believe it is best to become its champion. I can see that it has its legs, its arms, its ears, and if you enjoy them. This might look like a little weird, however, it would make a lot of sense when you consider that Gallimon's only Digimon friends were the rare Gil. So if it would evolve looking a bit like a mixture of the three of them, would make sense. And it is still eligible too, so it also makes sense that it continues to take the road of animals, further if team animals. But it still retained its holiness as it has this sort of halo around its head. With the humanoid face, we could say that it is equivalent to transforming into a human, maybe an angel, or something else. You know, guesses. I feel like it is evolving to become something that is wise not to. Because after all, it still has the zero unit on its forehead, and I just explained the importance of the zero unit when it comes to what the Digimon
That one! Ready to go!
You can see the zero unit on the forehead, and fans, and even its heart. Still, it is a bad that is extremely interesting. And it is also a vision that shows its progress in ways that you can see when Gallimon is using its powers in the anime. It takes the form of a woman with wings, further emphasizing the holiness behind its origins. It may not necessarily be an angel, but still, there is something quite behind to Gallimon of and I think that this art is very suitable for Gallimon, absolutely. I also found it very interesting.
Commencing attack! Easy and block!
I'm counting on you!
So, the Steam Awards are here. We all knew it was coming. We all knew it was going to be funny. Every year, the games, they were Love Award. Every year it draws some flag. People laughing or lamenting the problems the year has brought with it. As 2025 draws to a close, people are expecting another grovelling tweet, another damning YouTube video by Ox, Scott Jund and a few others, and another joke being passed around the football arena until the end. But this time, there's no mention of it anywhere on Behaviour socials. Right. Asking nicely to please vote for us. Almost like they've made some really serious mistakes recently, and more pressingly, that they know they've made some serious mistakes. So that just begs the question. Were Behaviour right to withhold that tweet? Judged by this might truly deserve the Labour of Love nomination, or perhaps even a win in that category. You know what, Cassie and I here are going to do a random. We were waiting to see our CEO comment on the mail. Psychic.
Heck yeah!
Your defense systems, somehow I find out through all this, they may or may not be full of... But okay. Class is in session. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Habitual Line Crosser. I'm teaching you about an Apollo laser air defense system. Alright, students, quiet down. I got some crazy fucking what shit ton of notes. I don't know if I can say that this early in the video, but we're gonna go for it anyways. Then may need to accidentally bleep that out. But I digress. I got some crazy notes. I got a little short amount of time to go over it, and I want to give you guys much detail as there is out there about this system, and kind of base it off of what I know. But before we get into it, a word from today's video sponsor. Man, you guys know what I hate? I've been watching too much of Grandpa Buff. I'm not always like that. I was gonna say, until your preconceived notions took over, a giant, fat wallet, which is why I partnered with Esther, because they have amazing designs that can fit everything I need to in there. It has RFID protection.
Everyone thought this lady had completely lost her mind when she said she painted her stairs to look like flowing water. At first glance, it looked like she just spilled white paint everywhere, and people were convinced she had ruined the entire staircase. But when she reached the bottom and turned around, something totally shocking happened. But wait, what superpower will you choose? Talking to plants? Or super speed? Like flying? Comment to heart, teleportation, subscribe, time travel, do everything and share with 3 friends. Have a look. Everyone thought this lady had completely lost her mind when she said she painted her stairs to look like flowing water. At first glance, it looked like she just spilled white paint everywhere, and people were convinced she had ruined the entire staircase. But when she reached the bottom and turned around, something totally shocking happened. But wait, what superpower will you choose? Talking to plants? Or super speed? Like flying? Comment to heart, teleportation, subscribe, time travel, do everything and share with 3 friends. Have a look.
Welcome.
Much appreciated. Everyone.
Shadowy countryside of
Victim of a sucker punch has passed away after spending nearly 7 years in a coma, and now people on the attack are charged again. In 2017, Domingo attacked was time from work and was randomly sucker punched by Gary Anderson, a man he has never spoken to in his life. Domingo suffered a fractured skull and was put in a medically induced coma, making him completely unresponsive, the state he's been in for the past 7 years. Well, Domingo has sadly passed away, leaving 2 boys fatherless, and people want the attacker recharged for the same crime. Originally, the then 26-year-old Gary was charged with assault and served 2.5 years in prison before he was passed away from the injuries sustained by the punch 7 years ago. People want Gary recharged for the same crime. This time, victim of a sucker punch has passed away after spending nearly 7 years in a coma, and now people want the attacker charged again. In 2017, Domingo attacked and was randomly sucker punched by Gary Anderson.
Never mind that.
Stolen was put in a medically induced coma, making him completely unresponsive. The state suspended for the past 7 years. Well, Domingo has sadly passed away. 2 boys fatherless, and people want the attacker to be charged for the same crime. Originally, the then 26-year-old was charged with assault and served 2.5 years in prison before he was paroled.
Heck yeah.
Domingo has passed away from the injuries sustained by the punch 7 years ago. He would be charged with assault.
This time, victim of a sucker punch has passed away after spending.
So you think I was gonna sit there?
Yo, I want to leave, bitch.
You keep sitting here, you shriveled.
Now fuck you. You say
Come back. Say it again.
Say that shit. Psychos.
Are you guys leaving, or are you just gonna sit there?
Yo, I'll leave when I want to leave, bitch.
And you keep sitting here, you shriveled nut.
Yeah, fuck you.
Say it again.
Say that shit.
There! There! Do it!
Yo, I'll...
Adults don't survive the trip clean. Kids do.
Here goes!
Why up?
Stun beat blow!
This man found his German Shepherd digging frantically under the backyard fence. He thought the dog was trying to escape, but he was trying to save the life.
You betcha.
The wolf pup was tangled in old wire on the other side, bleeding and trapped. It cut him. Didn't attempt. He immediately started licking the pup's wounds. They became inseparable. The dog raised the wolf like his own son, but the wolf was too big.
Here I go.
Lead them back to the wild. The dog waited by the fence. Single morning, heartbroken. For months later, barking wildly. The wolf had been the dog was kitchen. He remembered his dad. Years passed. The dog was gray and weak. The wolf stopped playing rough. He just lay beside the old dog, keeping him warm until his final breath. When the dog passed, the wolf disappeared into the woods. But weeks later, he came back with 3 tiny pups of his own. He led them to the exact spot where the dog used to sleep, introducing them to the twin pups who named him. This man found his German Shepherd digging frantically under the backyard fence. He thought,
Did you know that in Borderlands 4, we can complete a quest that you started 11 years ago? At this location on the map, you can start Welcome to the Jam, signed Mr. William.
No, it's wrestling name. Guess what we found is his unique Batman persona, which is filled with fury and supernatural elements. The ominous voice, his signature black leather jacket, and a lasting impression of his spirits media between his character.
Do it!
He has won WWE Championship once and the WWE Tag Team Championships.
Stun beat blow!
Mega Burst!
Over the years, The Undertaker has been plagued by injuries from his long wrestling career, especially with his knees, back, and shoulders.
Where's my Game Boy? Don't take the route. I know you have it. I swear to Daddy DeVito, if I lose my shinies again, I will beat your stale, French fried vitamin D deficient ass on fucking Saturday.
Ready to launch. Go! Much appreciated.
Here goes! Attract Echo!
Damn! IQ. The perfect draft. So, yeah. You betcha.
Out of a brand new series. Same one that knocked you the other tree. So, Sergeant.
Here, Fugly.
You betcha. All right.
So, please muzzle your pet.
Here I go.
Sir, free Fugly your pants.
Love it.
You will stop.
You are not reading these thoughts. There's meaning to read. Articles and
Yeah. Mega Burst! Oh yeah!
Got you. Don't got me. Got me. Back to sleep.
I'm sorry. Everyone!
I may not have faceplates, but my finger get jump scared. Guess which one? I'll give you option. Come on. Hey,
My finger gets right for it.
I may not have faceplates, but my finger can jump scare. Guess which one? I'll give you a limited option. Come on. Hey, Bonsai! I may not have faceplate. Hey, Bonsai! I may not have faceplates, but my finger can jump scare. Guess which one? I'll give you a limited option.
Here goes! Mega Burst!
Come on. This is Hey, Bonsai! I may not have faceplates, but my finger can jump scare. Guess which one? I'll give you a limited option. Hey, Bonsai! I may not have Brock Lesnar. Killing 13,000 feet.
Here I go. Trust.
It's even close to 1,500 pounds of force, strong enough to be just to see the chimpanzee. It's punch,
pounds of force, easily outmatched. They were sleeping on a completely different level. Over 350 kilos of muscle in a single downward strike can hit 2,500 pounds of force. Still, among the giants, the true king is that his punches reach 2,700 up to 3,000 pounds of force. Power even Lesnar could reach. One punch from a gorilla will completely destroy you. The absolute champion, the mantis shrimp. Tiny, but insane. Its strike moves at bullet speed, generating over 30,000 pounds of force in an instant. A hit so extreme it shatters shells against glass. Break any boxing machine ever built. Brock Lesnar.
Oh, that just big.
Was here to be honest with you.
Oh, that even worse.
Do it! Ready to go! Launching cross-arm! Much appreciated.
Stun beat blow!
Why does everyone keep hurting?
Like the whiplash. Impact zone. Superman shutdown. Dirty John drop. That's the flashlight.
Jericho lands on his feet, Randy Well.
We did it!
Jericho lands on his feet, Randy
Like
Well.
the whiplash. Impact zone. Superman shutdown.
Much appreciated. Everyone.
Superman shutdown. Dirty John. Drop.
looking for Liu Kang.
Why do you assume he...
You cannot last a minute without him.
Great.
Look a little rusty, metal man.
Let's knock some of that rust off.
Let's get this over with.
What's your hurry?
Do you have to ask? Sonia. Right now I'm General Blade. Congratulations.
Scorpion. No team on the hands. What's happening, Tin Man? Jesus. Hey, that's it.
Good. Let's talk.
What's your hurry?
Do you have to ask? Right now I'm General Blade.
Dog.
No team.
I think you're going to be able to do the perfect. Catch.
You were a chip like me. Earth needs better protection. You are a son. A son with your own path. So be it.
Figure all rotating these action figures that maybe the silliest shit I've seen. I've seen a Ultra bracelet. And you go for the first person to get killed by F5. Yes.
Yeah, so when Brock's telling you, all right, okay, I've got this move, he's never done it in WWE before, how does he tell you to take it? It wasn't him telling me how he's going to take it. It's,
I'm gonna grab you, put you up on my shoulder. What do you need from me, Brock? No, just lay flat. He's like, I'll do the rest. And he did. I even asked him, you need me to, like, hoist myself up? He boost. Laughed at me. He said, no, I got you. And then once he grabbed me, I realized I'm a child. The way you pick your 2-year-old up, that's how he was. Did you know you were the...
Mr. Briggs, I presume. You always gotta be a fool. All right, let's get serious.
Raiden's servant. He is no longer my master. No, I am.
Grandpa. So then come. Yeah, shut up.
You serious?
Sounds. Usually it would.
This was so unnatural.
And what's your ability to freeze?
Let's go. Yeah, here's my fist.
You've seen a dragon.
Black dragon, actually.
Hellfire.
Mr. Briggs, I presume. You always gotta be a fool. All right, let's get serious.
Raiden's servant.
He is no longer my master.
No, I am.
Grandpa. I will lick your insolent tongue from... Yeah, shut up.
You serious?
So how's Sonya? You stay away from her. I don't like your attitude.
What's your ability to freeze?
Let's go. Yeah, here's my fist. Black Dragon, actually. Fire. Mr. Briggs, I presume.
You always gotta be a fool.
Alright, let's get serious.
Raiden's servant.
He is no longer my master.
No.
Grandpa. I don't think you insolent tongue from... Yeah, shut up. You serious?
Here goes.
So how's Sonya? You stay away from her. I don't like your attitude.
And what's your ability to freeze?
Let's go. Yeah, here's my fist. Actually. Mr. Briggs, I presume.
You always gotta be a fool like a trigger.
Alright, let's get serious.
Raiden's servant.
Yes.
She talked to you. She interviewed you and your brother?
Yeah. Yeah. If there was a supposed to
Did you mention anybody?
get up your late for practice.
Having a real sit back.
Yeah.
When she was with you, did she get along with everybody?
Yeah, sure.
It's about it, you know, like, she's thinking about it. So we were talking to about Mr. Wells,
I guess.
Please.
Explain to me. They would call Karen's parents and have their kids on his phone.
We'd be like, every time we saw Roger. Nobody told him that she was being used. Parents are tight with Bill Carter. They didn't play keep it back.
Yes, that's the thing.
That's what you agree for Patrick.
Weren't they at court?
Please. That's what it is.
Yeah, you did. You need a warrant.
Patrick.
He's not here.
Where's he?
This is his room.
Stun beat blow!
This looks great. First two points, gotcha.
Since we started 80 years.
So he's Patrick now. She's in the dark side of the park.
Here I go. Frost
Ready to go. Go!
You see, a sled.
Past that night.
Why did you depart sleep? Sleep.
Comfortable. Times some to a fan because of surgeons. Students and the son about Isabel. Is she arrested? Patrick.
You're ready!
How did your fingernails break again sometime? Is that from chores? I'm just sleep. He's cool. I go. It's cool now. And I want to bed. Good Charles. And that's also to give the house turns after the care of child services. He'll be examined by a doctor and a psychologist.
How is it going, everyone? We've got a lot of PlayStation updates to go over in this video. One of the most anticipated games of 2026, and I think that anticipation is only going to build as we get closer to the release of the game. Phantom Blade Zero will finally be getting its release date revealed this Thursday at the Game Awards, setting itself up for the 2026 release. There's some speculation that it will be coming out sometime in the summer. I want to talk all about that, and you know what? The trend of me looking at games, and because of my pessimistic stuff
at a store. CSU found traces of cat urine. We volunteered to space. We quickly fixed it up.
All noble sentiments. Gonna witness with this movie.
He's a traumatized kid. He didn't
Are you okay?
Yeah. Child services will have better luck.
We have enough dollars to 4 years of chance to buy the streets of
We're the Lloyd rate is $50.
To use them as their servants. When we got transferred back here, they funded an option to get a visa and
same story. Johnson. My guess is that's what Mrs. Carter used.
It's go time! Summon!
Yes,
it's shot before Carter was involved in the raising the dog. Charged with endangering the welfare of the minor. An A leader?
Jack. Well, unfortunately, my computer has no anti-slavery statute. But we do have a kidnapping statute. Blake was adopted to transport him out of his native country and use him as a servant. An adoption in furtherance of slavery, a fraudulent adoption. That's kidnapping.
They're drafting an arrestment.
Hold on. Not arresting anyone in the Jordan, Kansas state. Lieutenant, did you say you refused to talk? It's not good enough. If you want to arrest Eric and Miriam Johnson for kidnapping, defense a grand jury first. That's
I'm looking at them and being like, this game looks really good, but I don't know if it's ever gonna come out. Well, Stellar Blade, I had that feeling with. Game came out and it was awesome. Black Myth Wukong, I had that feeling about. Game came out and it was awesome. Now Phantom Blade Zero is gonna get its release date. That's awesome. And Crimson Desert is out in March. Fingers crossed on that game. Look, this is one instance I am so happy to be wrong that all of these games are coming out now. Bear in mind, we do get our fair share of vaporware still, but these are some of the big titles that, you know, I'm always going to be a little bit cautious of getting too excited just because sometimes these games don't come to fruition, but man, a lot of them come to fruition, and more importantly, they're turning out to be really good. So we'll talk about that. Want to give you guys a heads up on a brand new Metroidvania that will be out in January. That is Mio Memories in Orbit. Game looks great. More on that in a little bit. And a final note on the Yakuza updates and upgrades. It is your final opportunity to pick up Yakuza 0 on the PlayStation Store if you do want it, but there will also be upgrade paths for Yakuza 0 and the Yakuza 0 Director's Cut, and then Kiwami and Kiwami 2, which are getting less substantial upgrades, but still are being released on PlayStation 5. So more on that at the end of this video. But first of all, the official Game Awards Twitter account did post Phantom Blade 0 promised to reveal its release date in 2025. Next Thursday, The Lion Awakens, the world premiere announcement, arrives live at the Game Awards, and I would imagine that it's going to hopefully set itself up for a release in the summer. Guys, I'm good on the on the February and March games for a little bit. Let's push some stuff to the summer. Look, a game like this, I think it would be perfect to drop a game like this at the end of June or even July. Now, it would be a little bit early to announce a release date. I get it that GTA 6 has already announced its release date, but for the most part, I feel like more and more developers are announcing release dates closer to the release of the game. So 6-7 months away would be more, but I think that's fine. And build the hype and anticipation. But stay away from February. March Phantom Blade 0 would do fine because I think the game is going to be that big. But I think if you can carve out your own spot end of June to be like a perfect summer game where everybody is streaming the game, content creators are talking about the game, this game really has the potential to be another one of the breakout new IPs. Much like Stellar Blade, much like Black Myth Wukong, I totally get that vibe from Phantom Blade 0. And me bringing up, Wukong and, maybe on the surface, especially because how many of them we see, you might think, another Souls-like action game. They have been reiterating, this is not a Souls-like title. This is an action game with difficulty options. You can play this game at an easier difficulty, but if you want a more challenging option, there is the hardest difficulty as well. There will be a bunch of difficulties in between that. Totally up my alley. Look, I've played just about every Souls-like game that comes out for some reason, but I'm not big on the genre. This is what I like. I like my character-driven action games. Give me a lot of style. Give me a lot of flashiness. I'm all aboard on that. Give me visceral gameplay. Give me stylish swordplay. And Phantom Blade 0 looks to have all of that. And I remember going back to 2023 when this game was initially revealed. First of all, it was a time where I think Sony, it was very important for them to set up games that were coming out in the relative near future. And I saw Phantom Blade 0 and I'm like, alright, this is a game that's not going to come out for years. And I think going back to 2023, I did say, maybe we'll get it in 2026, 2027. Well, the whole 2026 is honestly on the earlier side of when I expected to get this game because, guys, we've been hosed so many times. Like, just as somebody that has seen so many games that get revealed and then they go MIA. Look at what happened to Perfect Dark, you guys. Perfect Dark was literally a game that was revealed to sell people on the new Xbox, the Xbox Series. Gone with the Wind is that game. How many other games have we just gone with the wind? We don't talk about them anymore, although there's some rumblings that the KOTOR remake might be making an appearance at the Game Awards as well. We'll see. Maybe we're getting a little bit too excited, but Phantom Blade 0 getting its, release date announced, that's already a big W. The Game Awards, I get it that, alright, for the developers celebrating the best games of the year, that's great. For me and for, I feel like most people watching the show, nobody really cares about that much. I get that it creates this discourse online, but, dude, I look at some of the nominations. 100 Line Last Defense Academy not being nominated for Best Narrative just made me scratch my head being like, okay, at the end of the day, it's a group of people coming together. Like, the awards mean a lot to the developers and the publishers, and I get that, but for each individual consumer, you really can't take the awards that seriously. Everybody has their own preference on what games they like, and we've only played so many games. Like, the fact that, again, 100 Line not being nominated for Best Narrative, alright, buddy, whatever, take your awards. I just hope Expedition ends up winning Game of the Year, which I feel like it will, but, nonetheless, I'm here for the announcements. Phantom Blade 0 getting its release date announced, that's fantastic, and look at the lineup we're going into in 2026.
Grand Theft Auto 6, fingers crossed that lands in 26, but you got Marvel's Wolverine, you've got now Phantom Blade Zero, you've got Resident Evil Requiem. I thought 2025 was a stellar year for gaming, but 2026, man, it's gonna be an even bigger year potentially, and you know, there's other titles that are coming out as well. Think about all the Nintendo games that'll come out, the Fire Emblem title, you know, there's just a lot of exciting stuff. Sorrows as well. Sorrows is coming out in March 2026. Finally, Sony will put out 2 big budget single player AAA titles, which is what I like to see out of them. There's just a lot of cool stuff coming out in 2026. Marvel Tokon, like that's coming out as well. It's just gonna be a stellar year for gaming, at least if a lot of this does land. And Phantom Blade Zero landing in 2026, I think is just gonna be one of the bigger titles because, while it's a new IP, I'm telling you guys, it's another one of those games that as long as it's good, people are gonna be all over this game on social media. Everybody's gonna be talking about it, and if it does end up coming out end of June, July, I just think it'll have all of the attention around it, and I think for a game like this, it would make all the sense in the world. Alright, another game that you should have your eyes on. It's not gonna be as big of a game, but Via Memories in Orbit will be launching on PlayStation 5 on January the 20th. This looks like a really cool Metroidvania, not getting a lot of attention, but it's featuring Mio, a nimble robot who will wake up alone aboard the vessel, a vast drifting spaceship left in ruin. Once maintained by AI caretakers known as the Wolf, the vessel is now overrun by wild vegetation and malfunctioning machines. With the ship facing imminent shutdown, Mio must explore its labyrinth depths, recover its lost memories, and uncover the truth behind the collapse in their own forgotten past. Really dig the art style of the game, Metroidvania here. It'll be $19.99, published by Focus Entertainment. We'll see how that turns out again. That'll be out January the 20th. And lastly, I'd be remiss if I don't mention Yakuza 0 will be getting delisted tomorrow. Yes, the game will be gone, the original that is, and be replaced with the Yakuza 0 Director's Cut. I've mentioned it before. Sega does this for a very specific reason, and PlayStation does it, although it's a little bit different. They want to swap out that $19.99 version that you can buy, so they want to sell you Yakuza 0 for $50, and they're doing it with Kiwami and Kiwami 2 in the sense that offering PS5 versions of that. Now, Yakuza 0, if you do have a digital copy of the original release, you can upgrade to the Director's Cut for $14.99. Significant savings outside of paying the $49.99, and you can literally buy the digital copy for $19.99 and then buy the upgrade for $14.99, and that'll save you 30% from buying the Director's Cut. Unfortunately, 0 is not on sale on PlayStation 5. It is on sale on PC, so you can pay $11 on Steam right now to get it on PC, but I digress. There you go with that. Yakuza Kiwami will have an upgrade on PlayStation 5 for $1.99, a significant savings versus the $19.99 price point that'll be offered for Yakuza Kiwami. And then Kiwami 2, if you have the digital version, you may be able to upgrade to the digital version at no cost. So that's pretty cool, and yeah, you'll be able to take advantage of that, and that's for digital copies of the game. I hate the game. Replace it with this enhanced release, but I didn't appreciate the price when Sony did it, but Sony is less they up the price of the PlayStation 0 $1 rebound came out, so you have to pay $50. And most people look at the game, etc., but this idea of going back and stuff the price of the I don't know if anybody can be in favor of that. Like, I don't know for people defending that with the price, and like, why are we defending games getting juiced up in price that are years and years old? Like, that should not be the case. Again, if one thing, physical game market, things get rare and whatnot, but the digital market, that's juicing up the price of games. Oh man, we can do better than that, and letting that slide. But that's gonna do it for me. Again, let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. I am so excited for Phantom Blade Zero. Again, I'll happily take being out now one as far as having that impression initially of what this game actually is about. Say, balance concerned now with a lot of games being made with the reveal Titans over there.
No amount of hands is enough to deal with all of this.
The release date will be potentially released. I think 100% will be released in 2026. Could you imagine? The game will come out in February 2027. Yeah, that would be beyond cooked. That will not be happening.
Don't try to deny it.
There you go. That Via Memories in Orbit, that drops January 20th. Put the game on your radar. I think it'll be a surprising one. And Yakuza, the full upgrade line up there. $14.99 for the upgraded Yakuza Director's Cut, and Kiwami, $1.99 upgrade Kiwami to a free upgrade on that. That's gonna do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, sound off there, and thank you for watching. Let me know your excitement level for Phantom Blade Zero in the comments below. And as always, thank you for watching. Goodbye. Guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day, and with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.
They said they help with a bunch of adoptions.
How many kids are you talking about?
They said they help with a bunch.
It's go time!
Fighters for $1,000. Selling adoption papers, and someone flew with the kid from Haiti.
My thanks.
Eric and Miriam Johnson said that no matter what the conditions here, it was a million times better than what those kids had to face in Haiti. Those kids.
Now.
How many kids are there?
They said they have a bunch of adoptions.
16 children, couples, 2 of the couples with real conflict with mixed method. Jack, meet the Johnsons. And Mary. Talk about anything else, I'll be charged.
I'm counting on you.
So sad, your friends.
Searing shot!
I'm counting on you.
Here goes! Mega Burn!
Time to strike!
Exploitation's closed. Let's get something straight from the outside. My clients are only interested in the rules.
My thanks.
So I continued somebody down here from the U.S. Attorney's Office.
Time to strike!
I'm trying to see a public side slightly charges with the defense to sort out. If you prefer to fight two fronts, then I don't even have the guts and the pocketbook for it. You didn't kill the police.
You knew they were investigating his supposed treatment.
Yes. Bill Carter told us he got a call from the patient. I'll violate your term.
Jan Carter kept telling us how everything was.
Much appreciated.
Someone else's evidence to stay out of trouble. Why don't you cut the sarcasm?
Here goes! Stun beat blow!
Kill the Melodies they couldn't have. They were moved town because people they would kill. Connecticut and Larry Thomas place. We didn't leave their house in Haven until the husband.
Plenty of time.
Here goes!
There was an
Mega
accident. Something. We're stuck for 2 hours. We have evidence you 22 caliber pistol. Where's that gun now?
Now.
Yeah. I'm pushing the shoebox in the closet. Ever since. Until Mr. Motion was ready.
Thomas confirmed the Johnsons left their house at midnight. It's just a previous thing. Time and sometime. Thomas confirmed the shell cases from the 22 caliber. Is it possible that the Johnsons' gun ended up in LaFleur's hands?
Kids go to the school.
Does it matter what I tell you? You people always assume the worst, and now my parents are going to jail.
Karen, if you really want to help your parents, you tell us what you do.
And you back out. I am not
My thanks.
anything trial or endurance. You do not want my mom to go to jail. When I told my parents that David was talking about killing himself, what I didn't tell them was that he was over here. I told him that my dad had a gun in the closet. David went and found it, and sucked his mouth until he felt like shooting himself.
Damn it
I
all.
told him to stop acting stupid, and I made him put the gun back. That's it. He's been back a couple of times. Here.
My thanks.
Karen's some people, but I put it back. David, I want you to understand that if you had a gun and somebody else took it from you,
Here goes. Somebody else.
Your dad was worried those lawyers would make you trouble because of Isabel. Yeah, I know. Your dad told me what else did she say? She said that she was worried that her parents were going to get busted because of the drink.
All right.
Close. I think we've got just talk to her about the first one. Yeah. Tell her about the mom's lawyer. Yeah.
My thanks.
Tell her to try to get close to that window. You tell her about that.
Yeah. What's the big deal? The Friday night, mom's lawyer was killed.
Damn it all.
Dinner with my dad. Did you call
You can't have any more fight left.
No. Yeah, I text her since my dad dropped me off. Did she? Perfect. She back to him.
My thanks.
You can check his story by tracking cell tower signals. It's true with the that means Karen Johnson on one gun.
Are you
I love
okay?
this one.
Much appreciated.
The lab and the example shoebox at the gun was they found a recent gunshot residue. Somebody put the gun back into the shoebox after they used it. That would fit it.
If we can, she shot the bodies.
Until she got nervous and got rid of it.
Patrick from that park. His hands were filthy and he had fresh dirt under his nails like he'd been digging.
Yeah, well, I noticed him here. I thought...
Time to strike!
Right here. Next to that tree.
No! Much appreciated.
Someone saw you put the gun. The gun has your fingerprints on it. Put the gun.
Here goes. Stun beat blow.
Here goes. Mega Burst. Damn it all. Time to strike. Time to strike! Sha! Sha! My thanks.
Now.
Thanks. He's making it up.
That's enough. It's over. You got nothing on her, Mr. Nutter. Just the imaginings of a semi-literate feral child. Oh,
Are you okay?
Miss Johnson is not flight risk. People's case against her rests almost exclusively on the provocation.
Time to strike!
Contacts overseas. Flapping.
Time to strike!
Avail themselves of those resources to help their own daughters in prosecution.
Time to strike!
Defendant is prevented to secure detention. Next case. Docket 605-651 PPP Harvey Johnson, driver to second degree.
Are you okay?
House. I'm gonna interrupt. That's fine, Your Honor.
My thanks.
That's defendant capable of this justice. He's 13 years old. The talk of him as a flight risk is ridiculous. He was brought to this country by his adoptive parents. Where would he go? He should be remanded to his parents, who care deeply for him. Care deeply? Your Honor, these parents are charged with cultivating a slavery ring of abusing and neglecting this very child. The child himself denied any neglect in his grand jury testimony. Your Honor, this defendant is the main witness against the Johnson's daughter. At the very least, he'll be subjected to intimidation. First, these people who should be back to his native home. This happened before to another child. Young man.
You're ready!
What do you have to say? Do you want to be with your parents? You're not the first defendant who's told me that. The defendant is remanded to secure detention. Next case.
Now. You're the best.
I can't take me back to the Johnsons. Or addicted to you.
No. Take a file.
My thanks.
I'm counting on you. Now.
I love it. In the criminal justice
Ready to
system,
launch.
the people are represented by two separate and equally important groups. The police who investigate crime and the district attorneys who prosecute the offenders. These are their stories.
My thanks.
Let me please have Raspberry Pi. With the silver vanilla ice cream.
Oh, I'm gonna find mode on every night. That stuff must really work.
Much appreciated.
Yeah, no, works for me.
Barely enjoy.
Better I get to stick it to a guy who's gonna stick it.
I'll be right back with that line.
Mega Burst!
Two shells. I know a bit.
Your ways of chocolate story. It's been a long night. This is Forrest said he's a contractor.
Nothing was fired from here. Maybe my car was stopped at the stop sign. I was looking on the crank.
I love it.
Shot to the head. Passenger windows open. Maybe if you hold it down or the shooter in the dark SUV, hold him on the right side. Two more shots. 3 shots. 2 shells. Need all the text and calls. Cell phone.
Actually, at Seltzer Law Firm. What it is?
Here goes! Stun beat blow!
Charlie, you're what papers? Unsigned. I was just letting them know.
Here goes! Mega Burst!
Damn it all! Frost My thanks.
Here goes! Stun beat blow!
I've been having divorce papers for 3 days. All of a sudden yesterday he calls. Quick. Like he wants to come over and get me to sign them.
Any idea where the rest
Not even that was enough to stop
Figure the
her
only reason men want a divorce is they've met the next woman they want to drive crazy.
What were you two fighting about divorce?
Nothing. Just feelings. And we got no kids. The bank owns most of the house. Oh, he had this little place up in the Poconos from his mom. She died last month since.
Business.
Patrick was gone, so he had to borrow low-hand money from some.
Mega Burst!
Here I go. Frost
Never lose that backbone.
I love it.
Yesterday he tells me he's not fine.
Here goes! Stun beat blow!
Better get here quick before Gully's time to be quick. That's not the way it works, Mr. Biagio. You're gonna have to stand in line with the rest of the creditors. You guys not even here. Read the motion. How long is that motion, sir? Charlie's in up for a break. Biagio was leaning on the payout. Doesn't look like his prospects were too bright. Charlie's even noticed. They say we had the point to bid on the job. Mr. Biagio said that Charlie was going to pay his debt off at the end of the week. You know anything about that? How the guy lived. I'll be the bailing for to keep the lights.
The story about Tommy was could just be Sawyer playing for time.
He pushed his bike to silent fund the divorce.
Any idea what he was doing?
Eating raspberry pie behind the stomach. Then he figured Sawyer and Chad down within an hour of being shot.
I'm gonna sell records.
Get down right here. We got outgoing calls to his ex-wife, Biagio, and his construction office, and 2 law firms, neither of which were and incoming his ex-wife, his construction office. The last call came in 11 minutes before he was shot. Phone.
Now,
West Brom.
you're the best.
That's what we're saying.
See a street here.
Here I go. Frost I love it.
Should I put that in for the
Perfection!
Esteban's fine. Came in here, there by himself for an hour. Simply $10.
Well
Fire
done.
was flush.
Just deliriously happy.
Fine.
Trying to get something on that oxygen
Time to
tank.
strike!
Oxygen tank.
How big of that purpose?
What'd you say?
He said he was listening to the guy who was sticking it to him.
Who's that?
The guy who he said he was waiting for. I don't know, that'd be my guess. He got a call and he left. Excuse me.
Charles Sawyer wasn't a client. On the contrary, Mr. Sawyer and his mother were suing one of our clients.
Why is that?
And World Airlines.
The crash off Long Island 7 years ago.
Yeah, Flight 33 to Miami. Mr. Sawyer's father was on the flight.
Mr. Sawyer and the families of the other 96 victims have a class action suit against Manward.
My thanks.
Most was some, partly far apart in numbers, nowhere near a trial. It didn't help. The original judge on the case was killed by one of the plaintiffs 5 years ago. So, why did Sawyer call your office a couple of years ago? He said he had some good news from a client. Sorry. It's not
I love it.
Sorry. Didn't get that far.
Time to strike!
Not for me to speak to him without permission. Holy fuselage. The FDA without terrorism.
Time to strike!
Jesus Christ. I represent a family of 46 of the victims with me
Told you the date was murdered.
Yes.
My thanks.
Give me a break.
Time to strike! Double shifts and rush maintenance checks. We even have affidavits from whistleblowers. He told Panwell's lawyers that he had victims from them and then he wanted to sell. Counting victims. That he didn't say. Knowing Charlie, he was working on it.
With their plans are nothing but CIA lackeys. These little fascists paying you to hide the truth about Flight 33.
There's a pack of conspiracy nuts that turn this tragedy into a thing. They've got books and offers of hell. Some of them have even harassed my clients directly.
Do you have a warrant? Not that that matters. I mean, your kind, you don't care about warrants, do you? Not silence me. Mr. Belanger.
Now.
You're not a minute one. So you think this is funny?
Not really. 96 people are dead.
97, if you count Charles Sawyer. He's done. He's a
Much appreciated.
lawsuit. Silence was for sale. You said the victims' families' letters urging them to sell. You already said. I was harassing them. Please. They were harassing me. Not a week went by when the Sawyer fellow didn't post some anonymous screen on my blog.
It's anonymous. How'd you know it was him?
But I'm team.
You bet.
These records. Every IP address that browser comment on my website now.
You're ready!
Login address, date, Sawyer posted some of his
Time to strike!
past Tuesday. Sure. Click.
My thanks.
And we know some photos. People so catches facts there.
Yeah. Well done.
Oh, I'm here.
Now. Launching crossfire.
Oh yeah!
My son states it was recent. And last Monday morning, my culture of sooner and function tanks inside the house. Sure. She needed oxygen.
My thanks.
Unused tanks that have been stored next to the furnace. What's the weather gonna hold? The furnace fired up. This tanks got too hot and exploded. Pretty nice hole in the side of the house. That's how the soap right then. It's placed in the carbon ball of a plane. It can be subjected to temperature spikes, and if it exploded, it could bring the plane. No, but the debris field covers a half mile of deep water.
I thought to Charlie's uncle in Miami. Charlie's mother was on top of everything 7 years ago. Her husband was flying to join him. The uncle remembers her asking her husband to bring extra oxygen.
So Charlie's father
Now.
did a monster.
Much appreciated.
I can't tell, but Charlie went to suit didn't so an exploded tank in his mom's house.
An exploding tank with loud negligence as caused the accident.
and the airline would be Charlie.
Rest of the plan is time to strike! Charlie had an oxygen tank with him in the dive, probably for show and tell. He was missing from his car after he got shot.
My thanks.
See if he's been in touch with the other plaintiffs.
I gotta tell you guys, Penworld's counsel is the top aviation litigator in the East Coast. If there was an oxygen tank in the cargo hold, it would have been all over years ago.
I'm not saying Swedish theory is true, just that somebody thought it might be. They killed him before they could tell them.
Maybe because of another plane. Groups, websites, you can't keep track of them. There are other owners representing families, the other 50 victims were established. What about them?
Please.
Something happened with all records. Others can use anger management files. Provide
Time to strike!
Says that you have a financial stake in this business. You can sue.
You're serious?
Tell us we want to sue.
Are you okay?
Lost. I'll be at home Tuesday night, and yes, I live alone. Big tomorrow.
Damn it all!
Might as well take this cat. $300 million son of hope. That's imperative if you saw this.
Time to strike!
I would have saw it or something. Still like the person who looks sorry.
My thanks.
Oh. So many last place. They have the Swedish not right. Last ones that are most different. That's the same. The disposition is sealed. The record's sealed. I don't have the authority to open it. Breaching my powers as county attorney.
Please.
I affidavit him yesterday. I need you to do it over again, this time in English. If you can manage it.
Service paper.
It's supposed to be seen as a murder suspect, sir. Sorry. Look at the arrest of the film. You're on set for a county judge. There was a shooting on a Friday.
Much appreciated.
2 weeks from now is a long time. Took a couple of guys at breakfast, so.
Much appreciated.
Yeah, can't live with them. Can't shoot them.
Somebody tricked out and sold them.
Got it up to $195 last week.
Please.
Heck yeah.
You're ever in town, give us up. Take you out for a steak at Sparks. Show you where they gun down Big Paul Costa One.
Yeah. Okay if my husband comes along?
Sure I can. Anything else?
Hey. I promise you this money back to business. Okay. Responded to no brown trespass.
This might have been making sure.
My thanks.
Anything behind connecting the houses to a lake route. What happened?
She avoided it after the removed the attorney.
What's this about? Question.
Didn't you read the vehicle Winston was driving? It was a black Lexus SUV, registered to James Hewitt, 188 East 79th Street, New York City.
Launching crossfire!
Hey, friendly,
Thanks.
The only thing you already had was permission to take the newspaper. We look at your car. It's you mean the brewery keeps them. It takes a bathroom. So that's
You're ready!
Oh, a little wiper on the driver's side. I know it's not on.
Here I go. Thrust.
Damn it all.
I love it. See punch.
Ah! My thanks.
Sometimes she needs late for a child conference, make an appointment. Don't.
Please.
Target number 86947. Murder in the second degree.
How does the defendant plead?
I'm not guilty, Your Honor, and I'm appearing pro se.
You're a lawyer?
A litigator, but I'm sure I can still aid into the season.
An ego's no substitute for common sense, counselor. But into your funeral. Bail, Mr. Vigosa. People seek remand.
I'm not going anywhere, Your Honor. I'm plaintiff's counsel in the Flight 33 lawsuit, one of the largest class actions in the Southern District. I intend to see that case to the end.
Your Honor, Mr. Winston is charged with killing one of his own clients in that lawsuit. Hold on, Mr. Winston. Flight 33. So you're back?
Yes, Your Honor. And it would be a tremendous disservice to the aggrieved families if their lawyer was denied bail and unable to represent their interests.
Now.
I agree. Bail is set at $1 million.
That won't be a problem. One last thing, Your Honor. I would ask that the court impose a gag order on all parties and to close the courtroom to the press and the public until these ludicrous charges have been disposed of.
We have no objection to the gag order enforcing. It's
but the Flight 33 families take precedence. I don't want the district attorney's vendetta against me to days of detention and case.
It's overkill. Your Honor, there are procedures in place to ensure that the jury knows who did this.
Here I go.
Please face.
I love it.
First order of business. Potential disclosure affidavits. I'm going to need one from each of you. If you don't stand and handle their lines of the conflict of interest,
My thanks.
come up with laying the foundation for ineffective assistance and counsel. I'm sure you're used to steamrolling over defense lawyers. That's not going to happen this time. Down the other butt. Tough. You're going to I eat only when I kill. Earnest civil servants like you get paid no matter what interviews. So the evidence we have against you, I suggest you smuggle the story. That brings me to my second order of business. Motion to suppress all that damn evidence against me. Concentrate on
We asked the public attorney to unseal the condition.
Damn it all.
Sheriff Deputy Ryan overheard the conversation and volunteered to access the record.
I'm not.
It stated that Mr. Winston had been in possession of his neighbor's car.
Who do you
During
think
the
I
search
am?
and search of that car, we found a 9mm shell casing that matched the casings at the crime scene.
Just there. Did you ask that you access that record?
Yes, sir, she volunteered. We didn't ask or even suggest you.
Thank you.
Mega Burst! Frost blow. I love it. Perfection! Now
Sure. Well done. Fine. Time to strike! Time to strike!
Yes, being square warrant is necessary. The cops
Launching
can't
crossers!
even if Your Honor, this isn't a bar exam, even if the doors were open. Right now, detective.
Now.
Oh, please tell the court how evil events just might apply to this situation here, Deputy Ryan. All right, Mr. Winston, that's enough. Detective, you're excused.
Okay.
Your Honor, Even though Deputy Ryan opened the door for the detectives knew they needed a court order to view those files. The evidence in that file had been discovered once the detectives had gotten the judicial inevitable discovery can't excuse the illegal behavior. Only when push your law to a higher standard.
I love it.
Stand
Time to strike!
I'm ready with my decision.
Sure. Well done. Time to strike!
May have convinced himself that looking at the seal was within the letter of the law, but doing some violating its spirit.
My thanks.
It would not have been faith. It's like some others. I am very unhappy. No choice but to grant Mr. Winston's motion to suppress both the pump and the shell casing.
Your Honor, I move for a dismissal of all charges on the grounds of insufficient